WMXF Waynesville and iHeart radio station.
I'm Doug Brown. The Miami Heat have 7 road wins already in this postseason. That's a franchise record. But they'll need another one tonight to prevent the Nuggets from winning their first NBA title. Heat coach Eric Spoelstra.
Our guys love to compete and love these kind of environments and having things decided between those 4 lines. There's no narrative that can decide it. The crowd can't decide it. The analytics about 3-1 can't decide it. You have to have a certain level of defiance.
You can hear more from Eric Spoelstra during our NBA on ESPN Radio Game 5 coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern. The game also on ABC TV. And our Adrian Wojnarowski reports Heat guard Tyler Hero may try to play tonight for the first time in the series. There could be 2 first-time champs by late tomorrow night. The Golden Knights lead the Stanley Cup Final 3-1 over the Panthers. Game 5 in Las Vegas Tuesday night. A U.S. Senate committee plans to review the PGA Tour's planned merger with LIV Golf and the DP World Tour.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Green, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on the live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat. He's trying to hold it back.
Oh, it's coming whether you want it or not.
He's trying to.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? Let's go. The birds are singing.
It's gonna happen.
The sun is up. It's a beautiful day in this beauty wood. It's a beautiful day for a beauty.
It's all going to come. A beautiful day for a beauty. Nice.
Didn't think I knew those words, did you?
Denver Nuggets. They're going to clinch it tonight. Tyler Hero's back. Wait a minute.
Oh, whatever will we do?
We need a hero.
He can't be your hero, baby. Miami found another short little shoot verse guard. I'm just scared to death. Whatever will Jamal Murray and Mola Jokic do? I'm just quaking in my boots, folks.
They'll get their eyeballs shot out.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is the beauty of basketball. This is where it's different than football, a lot of other sports. It's great that you can score. But see, even when you do that, you have to go the other way and play defense. And I am more scared of my cholesterol than I am of Tyler Hero. So there's that.
I mean, there is something to be said for how this series turned. I mean, when it was 1-1, there was the little panic. Not on your side.
I was about to
obviously,
say,
but
it didn't turn for me.
No. But there was the public little panic there, and then ever since then, and Mike Malone, I don't know how much credit he deserves, but remember when he came out after Game 2 and was like, "We put forth no effort."
Mike Malone did that thing that many of my coaches did. It'd be great if you played like men.
Exactly.
Because that was not that. Oh, really?
He stared Nikola Jokic in the face and said, "Grow a pair." And he did.
And he went, okay.
Okay, I actually have 4 now.
Yeah, 100%. Watch this. You want to see me do something nobody's ever done in NBA Finals history? You want to see me do it again? And again.
So zero path to Tyler Hero coming back, them having a good shooting night tonight, and extending this series.
Well, let's see. I saw a Canadan make a 72-foot putt to win a tournament yesterday that I didn't think was actually a makeable putt. So I'm not going to say there's no path. So let me outline the path it would take for the Miami Heat to win tonight. First of all, the Denver Nuggets team bus would have to get lost. And by lost, I mean they have to end up in the lovely state of Wyoming. And I don't even know how far those two states are apart, and I don't care. Nuggets pull in like right before tip-off. They're not even wearing their jerseys. Oh, we still got warm-ups on. Just let them go. And then Nikola Jokic would have to have just an aberration and go legally blind for 48 minutes. Still not sure that's enough. Because here's what nobody's talking about. I keep hearing this Tyler Hero thing.
Yep.
Do you know what he does? He takes away shots from Jimmy Butler.
No, that's
and
true.
It happened the first time these two teams played this year. Tyler Hero shot 19 times. Yeah, he scored 26 points. The efficiency of that offense was pitiful. So you go up against the most efficient offense we've ever seen, and all you just did was add a high-volume shooter that, oh, by the way, hasn't played with this team in 2 months and is not 100%. I don't care. It's over. Just bask in the glory that is the prophecy is being fulfilled. Breathe it in, man. Let's go. If you're in our Discord channel, you got a message from me about quarter to midnight on Friday night. 74 domestic lights deep. That should tell you how I'm feeling today.
Yep. Nuggets in 5. It was always going to be Nuggets in 5. Tyler Hero coming back doesn't change the story. The destiny that Jeremy spoke into existence.
I mean, they don't call me Flostradamus for no reason, folks. It's because I'm kind of all right at this.
You know, I thought it was going to take longer than 5.5 minutes for you to just drop the mic. End of story. Done with this.
It's not that I'm done. It's just it's not even a competitive series. It's really not. This is a tale of two teams that are not in the same ballpark of each other. Miami, it's great that you got here. It's awesome. One of the only 8 seeds to ever make it to the NBA Finals. Do you know how many times the teams come back from 3-1 down to win an NBA Finals?
1.
No, it's happened 3 times.
Oh, 3 times.
It's happened 3 times.
Okay.
The Washington Bullets did it in 1978.
Ooh.
That team, they don't exist anymore. They beat the Seattle Supersonics, who also don't exist anymore. And then in 1951, the Rochester Royals or something like that did it. Woo! Let the good times roll. Ain't happening tonight.
Right.
Sorry about your luck. Now, the question, where I'm at, is this the next dynasty? Because I would say yes.
It's hard to say no. And it all depends on health. It all depends on health. These guys are sewed up for a long time together. I mean, the core of this group is together for the next, 4 years?
Yep.
It's hard to look at this and go, well, this was the best the Eastern Conference had, at least this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so the only player on this team that's played any level of minutes that's not shorn up through next year's Jeff Green. And have a funny feeling to look at him and go, we have $8. Would you like to take that? Because you should. Nothing's – and I'm with what you said. Short of health, there is nothing that's going to change this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aaron – and the funniest part of this to me is that, do you remember – let's go back to the before times. Do you remember when the 2021 NBA champion Denver Nuggets started? Do you remember what event triggered that?
No.
It was the Aaron Gordon trade.
Okay.
From the Orlando Magic to Denver.
Okay.
Because I saw at that time he is the perfect complement if you use him correctly. Now, it's taken 2 years for him to figure that out because he's kind of an unassuming guy. I'm sure you can listen to him talk and go, you're different than most NBA stars because you like to probably do crimes. If you ever listen to him talk, he sounds like he's actively in the cloud every time he speaks.
Time.
It's fine. He's not an A. Here's what he is. He's the perfect move piece because Jokic is not a great defender. Jamal Murray's not a great defender. He's serviceable, but you can use Aaron Gordon when you need somebody on Jimmy Butler. But they switch all the time. That's fine. I was a shooter. It's a lot easier to catch and shoot than it is to try to create your own shot. And that's what Miami can't do. They have a bunch of spot shooters that are having to put the ball on the ground. Ta-da. Now, name me the team that is currently constructed in the NBA that doesn't have that same problem.
Can't do it.
There's not a lot of guys in this league that create their own shot. And I'm looking at Boston going, you're probably the one that scares me the most because I'm not exactly sure how we would defend that. But it ain't changing tonight. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a beautiful scene. 52-80, baby. Get that trophy in the air. Get it to my guy, Nikola Jokic.
Oh man, there are other things going on around the sports world that we're going to get into today. We've got.
It's hotter than the just. It is so hot in here that I am slowly starting to regret that I wore white. Because I'm looking at my shirt going.
It's going to get see-through.
Oh
here.
yeah, it's
just a little.
We're going to be bringing it in, man.
Please don't. Please don't.
This is going to look like it's going to look like Dollar Beer Night at a Hooters restaurant here before it's all said and done.
We had festivities at the end of the what was that? The Canadian Open.
The RBC Canadian Open.
Yeah.
Did you watch a second of that?
I did not.
You did it wrong.
I didn't watch a second of it.
I watched more of that than I watched of anything else. I also watched a USFL game that I think they forgot to tell people in Canton that it was happening. Because there were about 300 people in those stands.
Right.
And it's genuinely awful. I mean, that is some of the worst. I've seen high school football that looks better than that. And they went, I don't remember the guy's name because it's a whole sport of guys that I've never covered. They did the sideline interview, and they said, what's your impact on the game been? And I swear to you, he looked at the camera and went, I don't know, I'm just playing. Uh-huh. Hey, that's the USFL in a nutshell, folks. What's your role? They gave me a helmet, and I'm hitting people.
He's humble. That's just it.
His humility is second to none.
He's exuding the humility.
That humility is second to none, folks.
We do have intern Jake here in the studio.
He's back
once again.
We're
glad to have you back.
Yeah, no.
You're going to stick around for more than a day this time?
Definitely, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still had some things to clear up after he was gone to Ireland for, a month?
Yeah.
So when he comes back, he's got a lovely, girlfriend. She was here earlier. She found her way to Radio Ranch.
There we go.
That's the answer.
Who would you rather hang out with?
Tank.
Wow.
Who would you rather hang out with, me and you, or the lovely girlfriend?
I remember being young, but I was never that young.
Yeah, Tank at this point, it's like, my wife chose to hang out with a stuffed animal over me recently. She took a nap. I said, we could go to dinner, and she went, I'm pretty comfortable with this elephant right here. Doo-doo.
It's not too far from the truth, actually.
Hey, I'm a newly married guy, so
You'll learn. You'll learn.
It's coming, young grasshopper.
Once the years tick on, you're going to be like, yeah, we could not do stuff together. That'd be great. It'd be great if we could just not do stuff together.
Separate time is sometimes good time.
Yeah, we love to spend time together. We also love to spend time apart. It's just the way it is.
Now, the question is, and I think this is a great poll question, how long into this show before Jeremy has to take his hat off and let this mullet breathe? Because I'm not going to lie. I got beads of sweat running down my head right now that are aggressive.
Yes, it is. It is very balmy here in the studio, but we press on with the show. I mean, I have like a 100,000 watt lamp on me right now, as well as the heat.
Well, here's the thing: you got a head that's really hard to light up, and I can't give you direct light, or we'll see through you. Casper.
This is actually very true.
And you demand on wearing a hat, which we're not averse to, but it makes you very difficult to light.
All right. So anyway,
we got a new game to debut on the show here today.
Yeah. What is this? What is this feud game?
Finals feud. Let's go. Intern Jake has come up with some questions, and you and I are going to battle just to see exactly how special this Nuggets team is.
Okay.
You have very
like
little
that.
shot in this, but I'm going to try.
As most games, you stack the deck against.
I didn't stack that. I don't even know the questions.
We also have Mount Rushmore. Once
NFC
again,
East.
NFC East teams.
This is the final one.
Wow.
It's the final countdown.
Yeah. We got all of it coming your way here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400.
And to start the 5 o'clock hour, we're bringing back our second 3-way daily draft. Tank, myself, intern Jake, and PFF did a thing, and they do things a lot, and they irritate me.
Mm-hmm.
They made their all breakout team list. First of all, I want to ask, do you know the name Michael Clemens?
Yes.
Who does he play for?
The Jets?
He does play for the Jets. He was one of their breakout players.
How?
Well, he's good.
But
the only problem is they put him at the wrong position. Like, he's one of your breakout players, and you put him at the wrong spot.
It's like, is he even a guy that's going to get played?
Oh, yeah, he's going to get a lot of it, just not at the position they said.
All right.
Anytime you see an edge guy that gained 27 pounds of good muscle in the offseason, you can assume he's probably sliding to the inside of the defensive line.
This is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customers, more confident shipping with new informed delivery features, and new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/moving forward.
We see some patients who come in and they have been in just so much pain for so long that they are just deflated.
But that's about to change because QC Kinetics provides hope for relief using all new regenerative treatments that concentrate your body's own healing properties into aching hips, back, shoulders, and knees. And Dr. Zuckerman, a medical director at QC Kinetics, loves watching the patient transformations.
One of the most amazing things is when I get to see a patient who, after a few months of our treatments, is just a completely different person. They are smiling and happy, and the weight of the world is off their shoulders because we were able to take away their pain.
And that's with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime.
It's just amazing to be able to change people's lives like that. It's very gratifying.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Stream hit blockbusters that will have you laughing during popcorn summer movies on Pluto TV. Go on a hilarious journey with Tropic Thunder, or join Queen Latifah in The Beauty Shop. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies. Available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take up the paw, and be a man.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and the Canadian Open finished kind of wildly yesterday.
Well, if you thought we were going to open this show with the Canadian Open, you're a witch, because I didn't really see that coming.
So Nick Taylor hits a 72-foot putt to win the Canadian Open.
The putt was special. The entire thing was special.
And then
the is what I want to talk about. So as you do, so the RBC Canadian Open is like, it's not like the U.S. Open here, but it is their national open.
Okay.
And a Canadian had not won it since 1954. Well, Nick Taylor just so happens to be Canadian. So Mike Weir, Adam Hadwin, Corey Connors, they're following the playoff around because they want to see their guy win it. This is a big moment. He does win it. 72-foot putt. It's special.
Yeah.
Nick Taylor jumps up on his caddy. I cannot believe he's not caught more flack for that, because he tried to go legs around, you hold me up now. That's not, as a man, you never do that. That's just ever do you do that. And he tried it. He went, nope, no, I caught myself. But as that happened, Adam Hadwin comes out with a bottle of Mullet. They're trying to have the champagne times. And a security guard comes through and just Terry Tate off his linebackers him. Now, here's what I don't understand. I did a little digging. This security guy has worked this entire event. Adam Hadwin played this entire event,
right?
Which means he has seen this man no less than 8 times, because that's how these events work. Still didn't know who he was. Still went, oh no, you will not interrupt this moment, to the point the caddy had to go, dog, he's with us.
That's my guy.
He's with us. Could you not? Could you stop that?
Come on, you got to give the security guy credit, though. I mean, he was
He's
going all out to do his job.
He's like, I'm here making a like 8 toonies an hour, or loonies, or whatever it is, and I got to protect the golfers. And there's this little feller in a cardigan that is trying to interrupt the proceedings. Now, here's what I don't know if you guys watched as much of this as I did. You already said you didn't.
We did.
Jake, did you watch any of it?
The only thing I watched was that giant hit. Yes.
So that means that neither one of you saw what I'm getting ready to outline.
No.
So in the playoff, they played 4 playoff holes, and they got really creative with this. They played 18, 18, 9, and 18 again. Not really showing a lot of discrepancy in the playoff holes. They had taken the flags out of the first 9 holes.
Okay.
So somebody had to go put the flag back. I don't have a picture of the guy that they sent, but he was wearing a big pair. What are those sunglasses that people always tell me I should wear?
The Oakleys?
No. I already wear Oakleys.
Vipers.
Pit Vipers.
Okay. Yeah.
He's wearing a big set of Pit Vipers and a leather jacket and a pair of short, cut-off jean shorts.
Yes.
This kid looks like he was trying out for Degrassi the Next Generation. That guy's taking the 9th flag back. Adam Hadwin looks like he's getting ready to do your taxes, and the security guy went, imminent danger right there. We have got to get this CPA with a bottle of champagne off the green.
He had a weapon. I didn't know what it was. It could have been anything.
But it was already like doing its champagne thing.
It could have been acid. I mean,
well,
I don't know.
then you're all already doomed.
Molotov cocktail, everybody, and I'm just doing my job. I'm a security guy.
Now this is why I wanted to talk about this early in this show. Adam Hadwin has been just a total pro about this, and Canadian. Yeah, we love the Canadians. We have a lot of them that watch this show. Yeah. You're the nicest people on the planet Earth. About it. He has been steering into this. He changed all of his profile pictures to him getting lit up by the security guard. He also found the bottle of champagne that had been discarded and said he was sending it to the Canadian Hall of Fame. I don't know if the Canadian Hall of Fame is a thing or if he meant the Canadian Golf Hall of Fame. I mean, does Canada just have, this is our Hall of Fame. This is the best things we've ever done.
Maybe they do.
I mean, I'm actually asking the question, is that a thing?
To go in the Prime Minister's office or something? Is that... It should be on full display for the entire nation. Like this is this is the most Canadian thing to ever happen. A Canadian finally wins it, and his buddy gets leveled by security.
100%. It was such a great show to watch, and then I knew I was prepared for you to irk me with, no, I didn't watch it. In spite of the fact that from the 12th hole on, you should be watching the golf right now. Do it. What are you watching instead?
I don't even remember. I think this might have been while we were at the farmer's market. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm a farmer's market guy.
That's the least surprising bit of information I've ever got in my life. But I thought the farmer's market closed at like 2 p.m.
5.
Well, yeah, then it couldn't have been then because this went on until dark last night. That last putt didn't drop till probably 7:30.
It was not golf. I could tell you that.
Tank's watching like reruns of Succession or something.
Probably.
I mean, don't you think it's a blessing in disguise, though, that now everyone is talking about the Canadian Open?
Well, a lot of people that aren't golf fans don't realize how important this. I mean, this comes up a lot. Mike Weir wound up in a playoff with Vijay Singh back in the early 2000s, and that's the closest I remember a Canadian to winning this. And I told Amy she's been a little under the weather, so she was in and out of nap time, and I was just locked in on the golf, and I was trying to explain to her why this was such a big deal. And keep her attention long enough for her not to roll her eyes completely in the back of her head like the Undertaker. I've learned that that's happening more now that we've said I do. I get that full eye roll. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
But to me, this is why golf is so special. You didn't know who Nick Taylor was 4 days ago. Now, funny thing is, this second tournament he's won on tour. But you didn't know who he was.
No, and I still don't know who he is. Now I want to know who this other guy is more.
Which will Adam Hadwin?
Yeah.
He's a top 75 player in golf. And that's the question that I wanted to ask the two of you. If you're Adam Hadwin today, how do you feel? Are you elated that your countryman, your buddy, Nick Taylor won this tournament? Are you laughing at the fact that you have become a meme all over social media because you got truck sticked by a security guard? Or are you doing what I would do and go, I'm like a top 75 player in the world. How do you not? You're a security guard at a golf event. How do you not know who I am?
And
it's the Canadian Open. I'm one of 4 Canadian golfers here. How do you? Did they not give you a sheet of good, not good?
Did you say that his profile pic is now of him getting tackled?
Yes.
He changed all of his profile pictures on all social medias to the the CBS camera of him getting lit up by the security guard.
Well, it sounds like he's taking it all right.
He's taking it better than I would. I would be angry.
Well, you can be angry all you want to, but the truth is, nobody knows who the hell you are. And so,
golf
here's
fans
the thing.
know who you are. The security guard at a golf event should know who that is.
Not necessarily.
They had one of the ambassadors from the tournament holding an umbrella over this guy's head. Like, did you at no point go, why is Dave doing that? Like, Dave's been holding an umbrella over those 4 fellers right there for 4 holes now.
This guy might be a vet. You don't know. I mean, he had a flashback. He saw fast movement going, and he was just I don't know.
Well, I don't know what happened.
Into action, man.
I don't know what happened.
You're giving him too much guff here.
But I am here.
This is something that I think, what's his name again?
Adam Hadwin.
Hadwin.
Adam Hadwin.
Adam Hadwin.
Top 100 golfer in the world. And Tank resorted him to, What's his name again?
Listen, Nick Hardwick, he needs...
Nope, that's a center in the NFL. He's doing this badly.
He's doing the perfect thing here.
Oh, no doubt.
He's laughing at it. And here's the thing. This makes him infinitely more famous than he was yesterday.
And I agree with that.
And he has to roll with it because this is the kind of thing that's going to get him a spot on the late night show. This is the kind of thing that he's going to get, brought onto some comedy show or something to make fun of it.
Well, I mean, and the only bad thing is they'll have to go, now Adam Hadwin, the guy that got tackled at the golf, that we still don't know who he is.
Well, no,
still can't get this man any respect.
That's the bit right there. Like, he walks out to crickets, and then you have some random stage guy just tackle him. They're like, hey, give it up for him.
But great weekend for golf. Great win for Nick Taylor. I was happy for all of our Canadan friends. That crowd was raucous. They were singing "Oh Canada" on the 14th tee for every Canadian golfer that came up.
That's great.
It's awesome.
That's great.
I think there was one guy just crushing Labatt's blue. Like, I want to experience this badly. That's an event I would go to.
Okay.
That's my people. And I will go stand on the 14th hole, and I will sing the 12 words of "Oh Canada" that I know. And then I will hug you closely, and I will rock back and forth and act like I know what I'm doing.
And are you like me? The only reason you know the 12 words is because of the amazing French Canadians in the WCW? Because you only got 12 words out of them before somebody ran in and beat them up.
Considering I have no idea what you're talking about, I'm going to say no. That's not.
Oh, come on. I can't believe you don't remember them.
No. Well, you're older than me.
Oh.
I'm totally confused.
By the way, when are we going to do that wrestling thing?
Let's as soon as we get through the expansion team. Tank came pulling in sideways at 242.
I did.
So that makes it a little difficult to
come screeching in. We still got some stuff to clean up on the expansion teams, but yeah, no, we have not forgotten about the greatest wrestler of all time bracket.
Jake and I were looking at each other going, do you know how to make this show happen? Because I don't know how to do that.
Never fear, my friends. I am here.
I was about to yell for Brian Hall down the hall. Brian, I'm going to need a hand, Brian.
It is the Sportsocracy. We are live in the Ingles studio, and we will be right back.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, we'll call it partly sunny. Run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Raid Light Trap.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes, turning your home into restricted airspace. For insecticide-free protection that's people and pet-friendly, get new Raid Essentials Light Trap.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6 star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And, a baseball story. I know you love baseball stories, Jeremy, but
you were getting
I
told you we were playing the feud, and you went, I'm getting a baseball story.
I'm getting a baseball story in here. AJ Przinsky did an interview where he's calling out one of his former teammates during the 2005 World Series. He says Mark Burley pitched full drunk. He said he was so. I'm not throwing any stones here. First off, I think this is something that we should be able to view. Like we should be able to count the beers in the bullpen during games.
Oh, I mean, because it's happening.
100%.
That's the only way you're sitting through a 9-inning baseball game that you're not participating in.
You're right. And so this was the case. Mark Burley was in the dugout. He wasn't pitching that day. Well, he should have been ready to go, I guess. I mean, it's the World Series. You would think that your ace would be ready to go or know that he's going to be called upon. But anyway, when the pitchers don't have they're not on the rotation today or whatever, they're sitting around the dugout for 4 hours. AJ said you'd see him sitting around with a cup, usually had an adult beverage in it, but very rarely would you have a guy get called up who's on a bit of a buzz. And then he said Burley's number got called, and he was full drunk.
See,
and then he came in and got the save.
See, and to me, we should do that more often. As
agree.
Opposed to bringing in well, here's the left fielder throwing a 47-mile-an-hour fastball. Nope. Bring in Willie, who's on Domestic Light 12. He sounds like Otis from the Andy Griffith Show. Just, it's a fastball. Oh, wait, you're supposed to signal that to me. Do it again. I'll just throw it. That's fine.
That's the way to spice up baseball. In the 8th inning, both teams have to trot out their drunkest fan.
I don't have to throw a curveball again. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Where's Kelly? The Jacksonville Jaguars have a potential problem of not having a home. Although I must preface this with it has not been voted on by anyone in Jacksonville, but they're making a lot of plans for where they might play. And they have a new thought of what their field could be.
Mm-hmm.
Daytona International Speedway. Apparently the head of the Speedway, his name is Frank Kelleher, would like the Speedway to be considered as the home of the Jaguars while their stadium is being renovated.
But no.
Okay, now, I've heard a lot of takes on this but Tennessee played a football game at Bristol. Tennessee has more fans than the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not close. Have you ever been to Daytona? Have you ever been to Bristol? There's a big difference in the size of these two entities.
Right.
Bristol was fine. The fans were still a little bit away. The field was right in the infield. And so you had a lot of fans, but they were a little bit of a... If you did this at Daytona, it would take 4 full seconds before you heard the fans cheering.
Right.
Oh, first down, Jaguars. Crickets. Hey! Wow. You're a lot of ways away. This is the stupidest thing I think I've ever heard.
I mean, could you build a stadium in the infield?
I mean, yeah, if you want it, if you want them to look like bugs. I mean, you have 90 bajillion seats here, and you're going to do what? Put in more? I mean, I don't think you could put the field on the backstretch. Well, we got a hill. I mean, baseball did it. They have a hill in the middle of the outfield in Houston.
Oh, you know, it would be a great idea. We could just roll out bleachers on that asphalt, and that would be beautiful. You know, for those August games. In the NFL.
Oh, good Lord! There would be more natural lights, mullets, jorts. You talk about the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Have a Jaguars game at Daytona. There would be 8 Walmarts would go out of business during that 3 hours of the game.
I would love to know how many drugs that person was doing when he thought, hey, that'd be a good idea.
Well, it's the president of Daytona International Speedway, so I'm going to say none.
You think?
Well, he probably just went, well, this would be great.
It's like, well, we got to figure something out.
Oh, Hubert Queen said they took the hill out of Houston. Only took 20 years. Hey, we have all these fields in baseball, and one of them has a slope. Is that a strategic advantage? Nope.
I got a hill.
Just every once in a while, a player forgets it's there, and all of a sudden he breaks himself in half. Got to get this fly ball. Oh no!
That hill's tricky. You gotta watch out for the hill.
Competitive advantage.
That is the friendly confines of Minute Maid Park.
I'm seeing a rumor in the chat that the Cleveland Browns have a new logo.
Oh, really?
I mean, it couldn't possibly be any worse than the old one.
Please be the dog.
I mean, one would think. Apparently, Pat McAfee unveiled this thing.
Huh.
I'm trying to find a picture of it. I've so far been unsuccessful. It's on Twitter. Intern Jake said it's on Twitter, so let's take a gander, see if we can.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's lovely. I dig it.
It's not bad.
It's awesome.
Not bad.
It's awesome compared to Brownie the Elf.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, if we're comparing it to the elf, this wins hands down. It's it doesn't have any eyes, though.
It's squinty, you know. He's wrinkle face. You can't see their eyes anyway.
I mean,
wouldn't it look stupid if there were like 2 yellow eyes in there or white eyes or whatever?
I was about to say, they're not going to be yellow eyes.
I don't know.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. And I'm glad that you steered into the dog.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Every team should just redo their logo right now.
Put it on a helmet.
As opposed to just the orange?
The orange helmets.
I've never understood why the Cleveland Browns have an orange helmet. That's never made a whole mess of sense to me.
I don't know.
That'd be like the St. Louis Blues coming out in green. Like, I don't think you colored
But the
right.
jerseys were brown.
Do you have that same colorblind problem that I have? We're the St. Louis Blues. That's green, dog. Uh-oh.
Well, the jerseys were brown. The helmet couldn't be brown as well, and then you're just brown. Then you just look like a whole bunch of UPS drivers out there, and that ain't good.
Well, I mean, a lot of Cleveland Browns have had a second career as UPS drivers, specifically many of their first-round picks. Baker Mayfield.
Wonderful. Oh, he's
what can Brown do for you? There's a joke in that, and I'm going to make. Sorry, satisfied Browns fan. We love
bring
you.
him up.
Oh, your quarterback?
Yeah.
Your 2023 starting quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire them cannons, by golly, put more powder in them things.
I don't like it.
Tank has this look on his face like his mom just made him eat broccoli. That is a horrible look you just made.
It's not fun. I believe it's about that time.
Oh, is it time to play the feud?
I think it's time to play the feud. Are we going to the hoedown?
This is the original Family Feud music.
How is it?
This is like the Richard Dawson days.
All right, and so on the feud.
So Intern Jake
plays the host.
Intern Jake is the host. You have to ring in with one of your buttons off the button bar.
Okay.
I will ring in with. Now mine comes with a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna have to really know the answer to this question.
So, boys, we got 4 questions now. 2 of them are Family Feud style, and 2 of them are whoever gets it right first gets the point. Okay. So, I mean, let's just dive straight into it.
All right.
All right. So, since the NBA merger, other than Nikola Jokic, there are only 6 NBA players that have averaged a stat line with over 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in NBA Finals history. Okay.
LeBron James.
That is correct.
Yeah, let's go.
So LeBron James is one of the 6.
Oh, that was a
Jabbar.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
close though.
Got the buzzer just for you because I felt like you were gonna need it a little bit.
Who else?
This is much harder. Wilt Chamberlain.
No.
Oh, no.
Magic Johnson.
Nope.
Oh, you're...
See, and that one surprised me as well. That one actually did surprise me. You got to think 24, 10, and 4.5 over. We got one right now. And a fun fact, LeBron James did that 6 times.
Yeah, he's good at basketball.
6 times.
I mean, I don't know if people didn't know that or not.
Only person on the list to do it multiple times in the finals.
I mean, I got to say Michael.
You'd think.
That's not correct.
This is one of those stat accumulators.
And I knew you were going to ask about Michael Jordan, but he had a lot of points per games, but where he lacked were the rebounds. He did not go over 10.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan is correct.
Yeah, thank you, chat.
Tim Duncan in 2003. So
Thank
right
you,
now,
Did you just cheat?
I did.
You're not allowed to cheat.
Name's on the door.
we got 1-1 right now. 2 out of the 6.
I'm drowning over here.
Oh.
4 left. You guys know these names.
Somebody that was a good passer. I mean, I've got Dirk Nowitzki.
No.
I just remember he was special that year that they went to the finals.
How about this? This is a little hint here. All of them are from 1995 until now.
Oh, I know one. Go
Kevin
ahead.
Garnett.
No.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Correct.
There we go.
Hakeem Olajuwon did that in 1995. So now we have 3 out of the 6. Jeremy with 2, Tank with 1. One is very recent.
Very recent. Very recent should be helping me more than it is.
Giannis.
That is correct, Tank
Yeah!
Spencer. Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2021 averaged 35, 13, and 5.
I should have known that one. I should have known that one before I did.
So right now we have Duncan, James, Antetokounmpo, and Olajuwon. Now we have 2 more left on the list. We are tied at 2 on this round.
I know this guy got the first 2, but I don't remember what his assist. Shaquille O'Neal?
That is correct, Jeremy.
There we go.
Shaquille O'Neal in 2001.
I knew he had 1 year where he had a good number of assists.
Was he great at passing?
No.
I don't remember that.
No, he just had a lot of assists
Yeah, but I
in
don't
one
remember
series.
him doing it. That's what I'm...
Yeah, it was 0-1.
So the 4.5 was clutch here because in that year he had 4.8. So that's why I had to bump it up.
Which compared to his career stat line, which was 2.1, is a marked jump.
So with last on the list, who are we thinking? Could Tank tie it up here?
I have to go into the chat and see what Tank has been cheating.
You already said Dirk.
I did. I'm shocked that was not right. He was really good.
And since 1995.
Now, this one is very recent as well. This is in the past 5 years.
Durant?
Kevin Durant, and we are tied up 3-3. Kevin Durant in 2018 averaged 28.8, 10.8, and 7.5.
That was a lot harder than it should have been.
100%.
Yeah.
We made that really difficult.
We did.
So moving on, this one is a fast one. Obviously, this year's NBA Finals does not feature LeBron James or Stephen Curry. Not including this year, since 2011, how many NBA Finals have not included these two players since 2011?
You turned down my buzzer, but I heard it.
I had to fade out the
off.
music.
Jeremy?
2?
That's incorrect.
3.
That's incorrect. Jeremy?
1.
That is correct.
There we go. I knew it was 1 or 2.
2021, the Bucks in the Suns.
Oh, you mean one of the lowest rated finals we've ever had?
That is correct.
Absolutely.
All right, so last one here for all the marbles. Right now, Jeremy leads 4-3. Nikola Jokic is definitely going to win Finals MVP if the Nuggets win, right?
No, win.
Yeah.
When they win.
Mm-hmm.
When they win.
Yeah.
So who are the other 5 internationally born players to win a final MVP? Yeah! Jeremy?
He beat me to it.
Giannis.
Oh. Giannis is correct. There we go. So we got 4 more.
Dirk
Nowitzki, 2011. That is correct.
Manu? Did he ever win one?
No, sir. No, sir.
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker in 2007. There we go. So
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
They count
That
him.
doesn't count.
It does. U.S. Virgin Islands. It counts.
It starts with U.S.
They do count him.
The U.S. Virgin.
One more.
He counts as international. So we have
Hakeem
one left.
Olajuwon.
Hakeem
That
Olajuwon.
doesn't count because it was my turn.
Oh.
And that was what I was going to say anyway.
Well, what do we think then? Who do we give it to?
You got one more question, don't you?
I do have one more question for all the marbles.
Well, this should, in theory, we should be tied.
All right.
This is it.
In spite of the fact you cheated.
With the Miami Heat making the NBA Finals this year as an 8 seed, they join only one other team to do that.
New York Knicks.
Yep.
New York Knicks. Jeremy Green is our champion.
Let's go.
Of Finals Feud.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, it'll be time for Jeremy's pick of the night in the NBA Finals. Yeah, you know who he's picking.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Here's to the dads, the ones who show us what it means to love unconditionally, to laugh uncontrollably, and to live life with dignity. At Ingalls, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders can score tickets and other awesome experiences before anyone else for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last.
Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details.
What's in your wallet?
I'm Israel Gutierrez. I'm hosting a new podcast called 4 Years of Heat. It takes you to Miami from 2010 to 2014. when LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade set the NBA ablaze.
You know, have an opportunity to team up with the best trio to ever play the game of basketball.
We'll take you inside those 4 monumental years with behind-the-scenes access and insight about one of the greatest teams ever assembled. 4 years of heat on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through EasyCater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
DQ presents how to get the most from your next DQ treat run. Step 1, grab the new Oreo Brookie Blizzard. Step 2, dig in. That's it, because this triple-decker treat has brownie and cookie brookie pieces, plus Oreo pieces. Oh, that's a mouthful of DQ goodness in every red spoonful. Guess it's time for a treat run, because the Oreo Brookie Blizzard is here for a limited time, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Coffee store closes on. Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the work.
This is not a test. This is not a drill. This is not a test of your emergency mullet broadcasting system. Tonight could be the night that the prophecy is fulfilled of the 2023 NBA champion, Denver Nuggets. They're up 3-1. They're a 9-point favorite tonight at home. Over-unders 209. This is Green on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. If you've watched this series, it should come as no surprise where I'm going to go with this little selection. But Tyler Hero's back. Great. Another guard that does nothing but shoot and couldn't defend a desk lamp. Forgive me for not quaking in my boots that he can't be your hero. Baby! Tonight is all about the Denver Nuggets. The biggest question, am I willing to give the 9? Yeah, I am, because I think this is going to be an absolute bloodletting. Miami had 2 shots at home to make this a series, and they couldn't take advantage of either one, in spite of the fact Nikola Jokic got hurt in one of those 2 games. This is not close. It hasn't been close. And you've taken Michael Porter Jr. and made him nothing more than a mere mortal, and it's still been a bloodletting. Look for another big game out of Aaron Gordon. Look for another huge game from your MVP, Nikola Jokic. Give me the Nuggets minus the 9, under 209, and tomorrow we shall celebrate our champions together. For more, find us on all the social medias at The Sportsocracy. And as always, love the savings with Ingles, love the winnings with me. Mullet out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, we'll call it partly sunny. Run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit. At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
ESPN Asheville has your chance to win a $7,500 garage makeover from Carolina Closets, the perfect Father's Day present. Just log on now to espnavl.com and search under contest, and you can register to win.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Doug Brown. There are
He's a
11
degenerate gambler.
current NBA teams that have never won
and
the title.
cheap.
The Denver Nuggets come off that list with a Game 5 win at home tonight against the Heat. Denver leads the finals 3-1. The Heat will probably need a big game from Jimmy Butler. ESPN's Nick Friedel.
The issue for Jimmy is, I know there's been a lot of focus on his ankle. He injured it in the beginning of that Knicks series in Game 1. To me, watching him, and I mean, he's never going to say this because that's not his way or the Heat's way. I think his knee's starting to bother him, too.
Nick Friedel on Fitz and Harry. Our Adrian Wojnarowski reports Heat guard Tyler Hero may try to play tonight. He's been out with a broken hand. 7:30 Eastern for our ESPN radio coverage tonight. The game also on ABC. Vikings linebacker Danielle Hunter will not report to the team's mandatory minicamp this week. He has one season left on his current deal. ESPN's Alex Scarborough reports Jordy Ball, who just led Oklahoma to a Women's College World Series title, will transfer to Nebraska.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It is the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat each and every afternoon, and you can weigh in on our Mount Rushmores series because this is the last one. We've worked our way down to the final division in football for the Mount Rushmores, the greatest players of all time, and it's the NFC East.
Greatest members of the organization of all time. Not all players.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Which is why I have a funny feeling that we're going to argue about one of the ones for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. The number one,
Jerry Jones,
has to be Jerry.
I didn't see that coming.
The more and more I thought about it, he is the biggest detriment to his organization. But the organization would not be what it is without Jerry Jones.
Yep, that was basically my whole argument.
Right. And also, if we're building this, is this publicly funded or is the team paying for this? Because Jerry's not putting anybody else's face on that mountain first but his.
Oh, no. If Jerry's on the hook for any of this tab, then you can rest assured. And his is going to be really big, and he's going to put like 50 players. And Ezekiel Elliott will be right over his shoulder like his little parakeet. Like, this is my buddy. This is my friend. Would you talk bad about my friend? Made me gut him. I'm angry about it.
Jerry has to be one. Emmett has to be two, right?
I don't know about that.
Seriously?
Look, I have a running back phobia or just a true aversion. He's on it, but I'm not sure he's two.
But to the second greatest running back of all time? I mean,
I don't know that I agree with that.
Really?
Anyway, I don't agree with what you just said.
You got Barry ahead of him.
And Walter Payton. No doubt. End of message, repeat the line. I'll be honest with you, I might have Adrian Peterson ahead of him. So, I mean, look, Okay, and I know every Cowboy fan's going to go, you're stupid. Why would you ever say that about Emmitt Smith? Well, because you had Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman and the greatest offensive line ever assembled.
He did.
Okay, so maybe we just wax poetic about Emmitt Smith. Like I said, he belongs on the mountain. Not saying that he doesn't. Just not sure that he's the first one that comes after Jerry.
All right, who's the first one that comes
I would have
after
had
Jerry
Roger
for you?
Staubach first after Jerry.
Okay.
Because he's the only one of that era that you can put up here. I mean, Tony Dorsett, I get it, but
Tom Landry.
That's another one I really like. I didn't know what to do there. Because am I going to put Jerry and Tom? Because now you've really encompassed both eras of the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry's not ever going to allow Tom Landry to be on that thing next to him. I fired him. Well, I fired him. Hardest day of my life. But I did it.
But you put him at the far end of the mountain.
He goes over there.
you got to make room for the cowboy hat. Like there's not room
it wasn't
for
a cowboy,
Jerry's
it was
head
a fedora.
and the fedora, whatever.
I was about to say there's a huge difference between a cowboy hat and a fedora. Okay. One of them you show up for a classy event. One of them you show up at Daytona International Speedway for a Jacksonville Jaguars home game. Pew pew.
I think you need to learn something about cowboy hats and the versatility thereof.
I can't do cowboy anything. Cowboy boots hurt my feet. A cowboy hat makes my head. I look like my own Funko Pop. It's not a good look for me at all.
The only thing Jeremy can do is the chaps. It is the Sportsocracy
ESPN.
Here on ESPN Asheville. Yeah,
I'm going to remember that when you have to wear that Free Hugs t-shirt downtown.
To me, Emmett is 2. And Roger, okay. Then who?
We're going to fight about this because you don't give the guy I'm about to say any credit whatsoever.
Okay.
It's Troy Aikman.
No.
Your dismissal of Troy Aikman makes me angry every single time we talk about this. Because you bang on Troy because he had the line and the weapons, but Emmitt Smith's the greatest cowboy of all time. You can have either or. You cannot have both.
I'm putting Michael on mine.
Oh, good Lord.
Why not?
I'm not sure Michael Irvin would have been the first receiver on this for me.
Stop that.
Okay, that was a lie.
I was like, are you going to try to pull Drew Pearson on me?
I was gonna go some mixture of Drew Pearson and Jason Witten. They're both pass catchers and they both apply.
Jason Witten, also one, deserves to be mentioned here.
I can't get down with Michael Irvin. I mean, look, if this was, I don't know, if this was who did more crimes in their heyday, then yeah, Michael Irvin should be right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with Nate Newton on the inside of him. If you know, you know.
Right.
A van full of crimes while he was still in the league. I can't agree with Michael Irvin.
Because of the character issues.
No, I don't really. It's not that. There are a lot of guys that apply for these things that, I probably wouldn't want to go play golf with you. But that's not really it for Michael. In terms of the pantheon of wide receivers, where does Michael Irvin fall? We're going to disagree.
I mean, he's like
top 20.
Yeah. I'd say well inside the top 20.
Where does Troy fall in the pantheon of quarterbacks?
I don't know, 37?
There you go. See, that's what I was trying. I was trying to pull out the tank is completely delusional about Troy Aikman.
What? He's a fine quarterback. But I mean,
so basically every Cowboy of that era gets credit.
He was never the best quarterback in the
except for
league.
the point guy. He won 3 Super Bowls.
Sure. So did all the other guys.
So that's all I'm trying to get out of it.
Eli Manning won 2.
Well, that's not 3. I don't know how your math is not great here because 3 is greater than 2.
Of course it is. And so Troy Aikman, he's just one more team win away from Eli Manning.
Well, but Eli would have had to have won that. See, Troy already did. he's already there.
That's what I'm saying. He's better by one.
Your dismissal of Troy Aikman makes me angry, and I knew we were going to do this as soon as I saw the Cowboys pop up.
When I look at that team, there are so many other guys to give credit to. There's
as
Emmitt
opposed
Smith.
to the quarterback.
There's Emmitt Smith. There's Michael Irvin. There's Jimmy Johnson. There's Larry Allen. He had a better career than Troy Aikman.
You say stupid things sometimes, and it makes me so angry. You just brought out a guard.
Yep.
Hey, you want to go Jay Novacek, too? Just go ahead and wrap up all the ancillary positions?
Loved Moose. What are you talking about?
Daryl Moose Johnston. The only reason that you say these things about Aikman is because his stats don't jump off the page because he played in a different era.
Okay.
That's it. It's the only excuse you have, is that you have been completely clouded, and he only played until he was 34, which that didn't help him either.
Mm-hmm.
But Troy was a special
I
quarterback.
was going to say, if he had played longer, would he have done anything with it?
Troy's fantastic quarterback of the era. All right, so if you're just Seacrest out on Troy Aikman, who is your? Because I ain't giving you Michael Irvin. You're out of your mind.
I'm not giving you Michael Irvin.
The quarterback was borderline a guy that should work at Home Depot, but you're gonna the playmaker.
Then can we go Ed Too Tall Jones? Because to me, when I was growing up, he was the first of the era that I had missed. That was just like, oh man, this guy. He was, all of the guys like Derek Thomas and the young defensive players at the time when I was growing up were all being compared to guys like Ed Too Tall Jones, Mean Joe Green.
I don't want to do.
I don't want to do
that. Staubach has to be on it to me.
Okay.
He was the first legend of the franchise.
And we can be lazy. We can go quarterbacks if you want to.
Emmett, I feel like, has to be on it.
Absolutely.
Even though I was dismissive.
You just can't be dismissive of the record holder.
Emmitt Smith's closer to Frank Gore than he is to Barry Sanders, but okay. Okay,
he did not just say
he
that.
Absolutely he has no love for Troy Aikman, but Emmitt Smith, if Emmitt Smith played right now, he'd be an 800-yard a year back. Just okay, calm down. It's a different era.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm the anti-running back guy. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I will take my lot in life. I'm giving him a spot on the mountain. And I said he deserved it.
Of all guys to be dismissive of.
Emmett was fantastic. If he'd played for the Detroit Lions, I don't think we would quite remember him the same way. Then again, I can say that about virtually every running back except, the one that did. And the best player that he ever played with was Herman Moore.
Jason Trump in the comments, he wants to know, Troy or Terry Bradshaw? I'm going Terry.
I would say Troy, but it's close. It's close. I mean, Terry had the same thing. He played with, my Lord have mercy, how many Hall of Famers did he play with? 40? That would probably be the tiebreaker for me.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Cowboy team was special. Troy was still
how many Hall of Famers?
Well, and that's the other thing. One of the things I've always thought that Troy gets a bit of a bad rap for. Name me any other receiver that played for that team. Oh, you had Michael Irvin. And then, because it's a whole mess of Alvin Harper. Who was the one? Tampa Bay signed Alvin Harper, didn't they?
Yes.
Every receiver that ever played for Troy Aikman except Michael Irvin went anywhere else and disappeared off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I give Troy a little credit.
Okay.
All right, so we're going Jerry, Roger, Emmett. Are you going Tom Landry here? Because that's one I will agree to.
No Larry Allen? You're not giving me Larry Allen?
Stop.
Greatest guard of all time?
First of all, he's not the greatest guard of all time. Second of all, he's a guard. He's a guard.
He's a guard.
I love Larry Allen. Strongest player to ever play in the history of this league.
Give me Jimmy Johnson.
Over Tom Landry? Are you on drugs right now?
What are you, a cop?
I walked into that, didn't I? You would take Jimmy Johnson over Tom Landry.
No.
Okay.
I just want this to be spicier than it is, and it's not.
You wanted me to ask if you were doing crimes.
I did. You're in the Sportsocracy.
And you were right. All right, so is that the Final Four?
Yes, that's the Final Four.
So you got Jerry and Landry on each side, Staubach and Emmett in the middle. I still feel like I should be championing the Troy Aikman cause, but you anger me so much every time we talk about him. One of these days I'm going to get him on the phone just so he can yell at you. Hey, listen here, your greatest athleticism is that you didn't break a sweat walking from your car today. You do not dismiss Troy Aikman.
I did break a sweat walking from my car.
And then you got here and you sweat more.
And I'm just sweltering over here in the ESPN studio here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slowing. 240 westbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. 26 westbound, stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 westbound again, crawling between Bavard Road and I-40. I-40 westbound, stop and go between the 26-240 split and Smoky Park Highway due to an accident. An accident reported on Hendersonville Road southbound near Biltmore Forest. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road, stop and go. Near Edneyville, Chimney Rock Road, near Pace Road, congestion both directions. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
I'm Israel Gutierrez. I'm hosting a new podcast called 4 Years of Heat. It takes you to Miami from 2010 to 2014, when LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade set the NBA ablaze.
You know, have an opportunity to team up with the best trio to ever play the game of basketball.
We'll take you inside those 4 monumental years with behind-the-scenes access and insight about one of the greatest teams ever assembled. 4 Years of Heat on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Dr. Rick here. Another sign you're becoming your parents is getting particular about details that don't matter.
The craziest thing happened when we got tacos the other day. Was it Wednesday or Thursday we got tacos? I know it wasn't Tuesday because that's when I went to my hairdresser. Shoot, what day was it?
See how we all lost interest there?
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
DQ presents how to get the most from your next DQ treat run. Step 1, grab the new Oreo Brookie Blizzard. Step 2, dig in. That's it. Because this triple-decker treat has brownie and cookie brookie pieces, plus Oreo pieces. Oh, that's a mouthful of DQ goodness in every red spoonful. Guess it's time for a treat run. Because the Oreo Brookie Blizzard is here for a limited time. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Here's to the dads, the ones who show us what it means to love unconditionally, to laugh uncontrollably, and to live life with dignity. At Ingalls, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Sportsocracy.
That's some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. So we're leaving off names here.
DeMarcus Ware needed to be at least mentioned. He didn't get really all that close to the.
No.
Tony Dorsett, he needed to be mentioned. It's a struggle for me to put 2 running backs up there. And the more I thought about it, Landry and Jones both had to be up there. And then you get one representative of both of the great Cowboy eras. End of message, repeat the line.
Yep. And Emmett has all the records, so he gets the credit.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, let's
like it, but I understand.
Let's talk about the Mount Rushmore for the Washington Commanders.
I have a funny feeling we're going to argue about this one. Who's your one?
I think it's Sean Taylor.
Okay, we're not going to argue about this because that was the name that I just wanted to make sure it appeared here somewhere.
Really?
He was my 4, but I get it.
I mean, at least especially if you just think about this era, there is no other more recognizable face or story or tragedy.
Oh no, it's one of the great tragedies in the history of professional sports.
Absolutely.
I mean, Sean Taylor would have gone down with the Palomalos, the Ed Reids, and he might have surpassed them all.
Mm-hmm.
He was more physically talented than every name I just said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it would have been him and Ronnie Lott if the career had just been allowed to continue.
Right.
Now, it didn't happen for that long. So I wanted him on the mountain. I thought you were going to fight me on that. So
No.
I would not have had him one.
Okay, who you got one?
Joe Gibbs would be my one.
Yeah, there's no way you can leave Joe off.
Joe Gibbs would be my one. He's without a doubt the greatest coach in the history of the franchise. Darryl Green's got to be up there somewhere.
Agreed. He was my 3.
And then it's that 4th one. But then who?
You go John Riggins from the Super Bowl years.
I understand why you said that, but I don't know that would have been mine. And I know somebody's going to go Sammy Ball or Sonny Jurgensen. Sorry, their helmets were leather, so I'm not trying to dismiss that, but sorry, I do.
All right, so who you got after that?
I want to say Art Monk, but it's not.
Who is it then?
I think it's John Riggins.
I think you're right.
Any love for Joe Theismann?
No.
Even with the story, you get nothing there.
I mean, we're going to put his ankle up there?
At Sports Tank ESPN. I'm telling you, Tank put something in his coffee this morning. He's just out here trying to perturb everybody.
It's just the most recognizable thing he did.
He was still a very good
He was
quarterback.
a great quarterback. I'm not trying to throw shade here. I'm just saying, what else can you tell me about him? The average fan. That's to me what screams Mount Rushmore. I mean, you know the guys, you know the faces. You got to think, Joe Theismann, if you didn't see him, he was just that guy that got his leg broken.
I mean, it's a very glib way of saying that, but I get it.
I mean, it wasn't about the quarterbacks. It wasn't. This is a
franchise.
franchise.
That's not. And that's I think what's bothering me is that I don't have any of the hogs. Like that to me is what this is most attached to this team, and I have none of them. Does that mean we need to put Major Tutty? Oink!
Yes.
With his hooves.
Major Tutty. He's the 4th.
He's got hooves that are
Sorry,
fists.
John Riggins, Art Monk, Major Tutty gets all.
Yeah, sorry, we're putting all the hogs in one, and we're getting the genetically engineered pig.
No, you got to put one of the dudes that wore the wigs, like the fans. That wore the
Hoggett. Oh, is it the Hoggettes?
The Hoggettes. Yeah.
I mean, Joe Jacoby is the one that I wanted to put up there. But to me, it was almost like if you're going to put them in, you have to put them all in together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just really no way to do that. If you were going to do that, we could have done it with a slew. The New York Sack Exchange with the Jets, the Purple People Eaters with the Vikings. We've kind of set a standard here that we're not putting in whole tandems.
Right.
I mean, I don't like it, but I don't think any qualify.
Mm-hmm. And I can't think of any other. I mean, we don't want Dan Snyder getting anywhere near.
No, Dan Snyder's not even allowed to buy tickets to visit this.
We're not going to allow him to be around.
Did you consider any other name? Because we've literally gone through my entire list.
I mean, I thought about him. Russ Grimm.
Russ. Okay, I missed one. Sorry, he was to the side of Joe Jacoby.
To me, Washington football was always just different. It wasn't about a guy.
No, it was about the team.
It was about the team. It was about Joe Gibbs. It was about Joe Gibbs leading his man. Because, I mean, they went, Doug Williams and Mark Rippon. And it didn't matter who the stars were. They were just a damn good team.
Well, it was always about the name on the front, not the name on the back,
mm-hmm.
which is ironic because now the name on the front has been changed. So, London Fletcher's been said twice in the comments, and I get why you're saying it.
There.
Well, he just played so many years in other places.
Right.
So it's, I mean, I could argue he's more identifiable with the Buffalo Bills than he is with the Washington franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I say I don't want to get canceled for using the team name that they had for 70 years.
Right. London Fletcher's definitely on the all-time greats list.
To me, he's on a greats list. I don't know that he necessarily belongs to any one team. He's one of those guys that played in – he was just a great player in multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have anybody from any time recently. Did you consider anybody in the last 20 years?
No. I can't even
Ryan Kerrigan would have been the name that and I think he at least needs to be
Arakpo.
He was in Tennessee almost as long as he was in Washington, and it didn't last tremendously long in neither place.
Yeah.
Santana Moss.
That's not a horrible one.
I mean, he doesn't belong on the mountain, but I think you could at least say his name.
Honorable mention. Yeah, sure.
Hubert Queen said Albert Ainsworth. If we were doing the Mount Rushmore of the greatest busts in NFL history, Albert Ainsworth would certainly qualify.
That gets Heath Schuler on the list, doesn't it?
At Sportsnake ESPN. I'm telling you, he's just setting fires, folks. He ain't going to stop. Got that look on his face like he just chose violence when he woke up this morning.
I did. It's been a long day, and I'm not interested in pulling the punches.
Somebody is going to say Sammy Baugh and Sonny Jurgensen.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. We're just not
so
having it.
Long ago.
We're not having it.
For me, I don't think you can put anybody that didn't at least have a bit of a role after the merger.
Yeah. If you didn't play games on color television, then maybe.
I don't know that would be my line of demarcation, but
somewhere close.
Mine has always been, was your helmet made of the same material the football was? As if the answer is yes, probably not on my list.
You're in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back from the break, it'll be time to get weird, and we'll continue with Mount Rushmore's here. Up next, Philadelphia Eagles.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, we'll call it partly sunny, run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the French Broad River due to an accident. 26 westbound again, stop and go between Bavard Road and I-40. I-40 westbound is stop and go between the 26-240 split Malfunction Junction and Smoky Park Highway. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Near Edneyville, Chimney Rock Road near Pace Road delays both directions. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blue Ridge Health. At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
An evening with Larry the Cable Guy.
It's a cool anniversary for me tonight. This is my 27th year in the comedy business, and it's my 5th year being funny, so I'm excited about both of them, all right?
June 14th, Thomas Wolfe Auditorium. On sale now. Tickets available at Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville.com, or the venue box office.
Proudly presented by 99.9 Kiss Country.
What's worse than calling your groin your junk? Treating it like junk. Respect your pubic region with Gillette Intimate. Gentle and easy pubic hair care from America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. Gillette, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
I mean, if you like crisp nacho fries covered in bold Mexican spices, then you have to try Steak Chili Verde fries. They're like nacho fries, but with grilled steak topped with spicy Verde sauce with kicks of jalapeno and lime. They're basically the younger brother of nacho fries, who's better looking, smarter, makes more money. But nacho fries has like 53 more followers, so it evens out. Steak Chili Verde fries are here. Get them today, only at Taco Bell.
At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local store for hours and participation which vary.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Well. You know, Asheville always ends up on all these lists, like the coolest place to live and the weirdest city on the earth and best place to retire and all that.
I mean, I have a few more, but I don't think I should say them.
But obviously the best one.
Most patchouli-scented city on earth.
Obviously the best one, Beer City, USA.
No doubt. And that one's not even debatable.
No, absolutely.
Lose me, Austin.
Absolutely.
I've been to your town. You're just, all you are is Asheville with cowboy hats, okay? And I've already made very clear my opinion on cowboy hats.
Now, Asheville may be Beer City, USA, but we now know who is the cocaine capital of the United States.
It's Keith Richards' house.
Would you?
The Sheen family compound.
I don't know, but first off, I would like for you to take a guess. Would you like to take a guess? If you had to guess, what city in America is the cocaine capital?
Miami, Florida.
That's what I would think. How about intern Jake? Intern Jake, do you have a guess here?
I was gonna say Miami, but what about
I can't physically believe anything else is the right
maybe
answer.
Maybe Detroit, Michigan? Like, I don't even know.
Close.
Well, I mean, it's crime, so I feel like
I'm going to give him points for that one.
I feel like Chicago at least needs a mention here.
A new study has apparently come out, and Michigan's Traverse City, tourist town primarily known as the cherry capital of the world, but a recent study makes the case that the little beachside burg can also claim the title of the cocaine capital of the United States. It's basically just a per capita thing, and it's all about casinos and strip clubs, and apparently Traverse City, Michigan, like that's where Michigan goes to party.
So it's the biggest little city in the world?
It could very well be.
So Atlantic City is like imitation Vegas. Does that mean Traverse City is imitation Atlantic City? You should get a shot of penicillin before you go in that place.
Traverse, so on a scale of 1 to 10, Traverse City earned a wildness score in this study of 7.71 out of 10. 12.76 strip clubs per 100,000 residents. That sounds like
that's a formidable score.
Sounds like. And 65.8% of the people there apparently have taken the marijuanas. Weirdest city. Traverse City, Michigan. I'm calling BS on this.
Yeah,
there's no way.
If it's weird, I'm still saying here. And if you're that crime capital of the world, Miami would like a word. Speaking of Miami, that is where my story comes from, and we have a story of mascot violence. During halftime of Game 4 of the NBA Finals, Bernie, the mascot for the Miami Heat, let me say that again. He named me Bernie. Heat, burn.
Get it?
Don't do that. All right, we're adults. Get away from the look at the double entendre. Stop. Okay, you have no good. Be careful what I'm going to say here. They brought out former UFC champion Conor McGregor, and he was hawking some pain medication, like some pain
relief.
It was
spray.
a pain relief spray.
Yeah, it's like
so
tough acting, tin acting.
That's for foot fungi.
Yeah, it's like a pain relief.
That's for foot fungi. John Madden. Boom, tough acting, tin acting. About turned into meatwad right there halfway through John Madden. It's hard when you do a lot of impersonations. McGregor came out. He was hawking his pain relief spray, and he did the old 1-2 on Bernie. Bernie falls to the ground, and then Conor McGregor, being the cheap shot artist he is, he had to get one over on the mascot, so he hit him again. And this story's been everywhere.
A little hammer fist action.
This has been a huge deal. What do you think that old Byrne needed to get back on his feet?
2 aspirin.
He was taken to a hospital where he was given pain medication and is now resting at home. Now,
pain medication.
Did
they give him some Tidal spray?
That'd have been hilarious. Hey, Connor left this and just spray it in his face. Like, but you stop being such a. Never mind.
Oh, he's got a headache.
He's got a. Did he get a boo boo? Did he put on a costume and the Batman hit him in the face? That's actually where I wanted to go with this. So Friday, Jake was not here, but we were talking about the tough man at Silverado's and it's want to know it.
Yeah.
So I have an amendment. I said, how much money would we have to raise for charity for Tank to get in a ring with me? And he 100% said there's not enough money in this planet.
Decline.
What if we put you in a costume?
Wait, how does this make this better?
Well, because now you have
so now not only can I bleed, but I can look ridiculous while doing so.
Well,
I don't see how this makes it better.
Well, Hims was afraid Hims was going to get a boo-boo too. So we put a little insulation.
Oh, so I mean, you could put me in one of those like blow-up globe things. You know, the big balls that you can climb inside of, and then you can punch that all day long.
I'd still get to you.
I'd still get to you.
I'd pay
Find
off
me through one of the armholes.
I'd pay Golf Corey to stop. Hey, stop putting air in that thing. About 4 seconds after I get in this ring. Next thing Tank knows, he's just wearing a giant life-size prophylactic. And now he's just gonna get smoked, but he will be safe and potentially ribbed. Boo! I thought it was a great idea. We put a little mascot head on Tank. Gets the old 1-2. Basically, I'm trying to find any excuse for him to let me punch him in the face.
I mean, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Behind the wall of charity, we've said this before, we're big on charity, okay? We do a lot of things for charity. I feel like
I would love to do something for charity that doesn't involve me getting punched in the face.
I will let you. What if I let you punch me first?
That's the real. No.
Yeah.
No. Because then, if by some chance I could make you feel it, then it's going to hurt worse. And I don't like my chances of making you feel it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Is that all you got?
I am just crazy enough that I'd break my own nose just so I could go, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
There's too much anger. Too much anger, and I don't like it.
I'm going to find a way.
It is the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Time to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, Mount Rushmore. Going through all the NFC East teams today. This is our final division in the Mount Rushmore's series. And Philadelphia Eagles, number 1, Reggie White.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Okay.
He spent a copious amount of time with Green Bay, too.
Yeah, but his
he belongs on the
formative
list.
years were
I get it.
In Philadelphia.
He wasn't my one, though.
Is it Donovan McNabb?
Nope.
Really?
Brian Dawkins.
That's okay.
That's Mr. Eagle. And that spans a lot of time in Philadelphia Eagle history.
It does. It does. Brian Dawkins was one of a kind.
Can I get Rich Kotite on this list?
No.
I tried.
No.
I really wanted to take the shot because you were what led to Rich Kotite being a part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you for that.
Okay, then Donovan McNabb. No.
I didn't have Donovan on the list.
Why? He's the best quarterback in franchise history.
Randall Cunningham would like a word. Randall Cunningham's a better quarterback than Donovan McNabb. I don't even think that's spicy. To be honest with you, I didn't have Randall Cunningham on the list either.
Then I am truly interested to hear who you have on the list.
You're not going to like some of it. Well, I've already told you two. Brian Dawkins was 1.
Okay, yeah, we're good with those.
Reggie White was 2.
Okay.
Jason Kelsey's 3.
It's not bad.
One of the best centers of all time, and he's very recognizable with the modern Eagles who just got to the Super Bowl.
Not bad.
Andy Reid's 4. Andy Reid's 4. He's the greatest coach in the history of the organization.
Yeah. You're not wrong, but
I know I'm not.
I don't know. I don't like
I have
it.
other names.
I just don't like it.
I have other names that I considered. We have a lot of Philadelphia Eagle fans. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie Cleary said the only answer for number 1, I don't know if he was talking about Dawkins or Reggie White, but for me, they were 1A and 1B. I objected solely because I did have Brian Dawkins at 1.
Mm-hmm. I had Reggie as my 1. Donovan was my 2.
I am dumbfounded that you have Donovan McNabb that high. But he wasn't even the highest rated, the highest on this list player of the guys from his era. I have Brian Westbrook ahead of Donovan McNabb.
Why?
When you think about the Philadelphia Eagles, who do you think of first?
Donovan McNabb.
I don't. And so far, we have a slew of Eagle fans in the chat that have apparently been sitting around waiting for the opportunity to chastise this list. I don't get it with Donovan McNabb. I really don't. This is the same man that just spent, 10 minutes throwing shade at Troy Aikman, and you're wanting to give me Donovan McNabb. I'm not sure I could even potentially wrap my head around that.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia is not, they don't have the highest of the highs like Dallas did. Historically, they have one of the longest lists of any team I've made. I didn't have Donovan McNabb in the top 10. Straight up. Didn't have him in the top 10. Didn't even consider him really for that long. I had him and Randall close, and the more I thought about it, the further Randall went up and the further down Donovan McNabb went. And I like him as a guy. I never looked at him and said, okay, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Better quarterback, Eli Manning or Donovan McNabb?
Donovan McNabb.
I think you're out of your mind. I really do. I think you're out of your gourd. And it's not even just the Super Bowls. It's just watch him play. Donovan McNabb did a whole little with a whole lot. And look, he was the figurehead of a largely fine era of Philadelphia. And I look at the Bryans and think of them well before I think of him. I had Jason Peters higher. I had Lane Johnson higher. And then you get into the Harold Carmichaels and the guys of yesteryear who I couldn't find a way to get on the list. I had Fletcher Cox ahead of Donovan McNabb.
That's insane to me. I mean, he was the face of the franchise.
In probably the worst era of the franchise's history outside of one Super Bowl appearance. You were consistently just bounced.
They went to the NFC Championship
and
game
lost
4 years in a row.
And lost. And I credit that way more to Andy Reid than I do
could do.
And I credit that way more to Andy Reid than I do with Donovan McNabb. And I'll be honest with you, where you lose me, Michael Vick came in and had a better year than Donovan McNabb ever sniffed. Better than he was even in the ballpark of. No, it's only 1 year. But then it kind of falls on its sword. Kevin Cobb was good in this offense. The only problem is that he couldn't stop getting his bell rung. Every quarterback Andy Reid's ever had has been good. All of them. It's just Donovan did it longer. I don't personally. For me, he's not even in the.
Not even in the discussion.
He's not my top 10.
Wow.
Now, I saw Bob Brown had Nick Foles ahead of him. I think that now we might be going a little overboard there.
Well,
he did win a Super Bowl.
Nick won us a Super Bowl.
Which is fine. I understand why you said that.
We built a statue to him.
I understand that.
Congratulations.
Nick Foles won. He won a Super Bowl. That's, I get it. That's the high time.
And maybe that's.
I have so far in our chat.
For you.
I have yet to see one person say Donovan McNabb should be on this thing. I don't personally see it. He played in the era where the stats started to explode and his never really did. And I just never really looked at him like that. I looked at him as the quarterback surrounded by really, really special players. He's just a guy.
Okay.
Gage Camplin, and this is one that I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought longer about this name than any we've said so far. Howard Roseman.
It's not about
you could seriously convince me that he belongs in place of Andy Reid in that fourth slot.
And maybe so.
Because Roseman was there for the Super Bowl, took a team that, well, let's face it, it got torn down very quickly. He put it right back together and put it back together better.
Right.
If you were going to put, he's almost one that I want to look at and go, this team has really no impediment to the next two Super Bowls other than themselves and injuries. I almost want to take the preemptive strike.
And put him on there. Over Andy.
He got to a higher high than Andy did. And I'm certainly not giving credit to Nick Sirianni. If I was looking for a Mount Rushmore of people to work on a dock somewhere, Nick Sirianni, number one.
Put Doug Peterson on there?
Bob Brown said Dick Vermeil. That was on my list. It was pretty far down there. All right, so we got to come up with actually four. So we've agreed definitively on Doc and Reggie White.
Yes.
And I'll give you Reggie 1, Doc 2. It's fine. I don't really care. And then?
Kelsey.
I think Kelsey's you almost have to.
Yeah.
He's been the face of this team for a long time, and that's weird coming from a center. And then who's 4?
Howie Roseman.
I think you're right.
I think we should go
I
Howie
think
Roseman.
you're right. Because it's very possible that you're getting ready to slide into the greatest era of Philadelphia Eagle football. And the number one player that you should give the credit for it is Howie Roseman. He took a roster that was in cap hell. As bad as anything I've ever seen. 3 years. Back in the Super Bowl. And wouldn't be shocked if you went to 2 more in the next 3 years.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. The Giants, Mount Rushmore, is next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow in pockets between the 26-240 split, Malfunction Junction, and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Again, Bavard Road northbound slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. Near Edneyville, Chimney Rock Road near Pace Road, delays both directions. I'm Lee Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blue Ridge Health. At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders can score tickets and other awesome experiences before anyone else for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last.
Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details.
What's in your wallet? It's Macy's Friends and Family. Get an extra 30% off great gifts for him just in time for Father's Day when you use your coupon or Macy's card. And take 15% off skincare, fragrance, and more. Or shop specials he'll love while supplies last. Give love, give style, now at Macy's. Savings off regular, sale, and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
I'm Israel Gutierrez. I'm hosting a new podcast called 4 Years of Heat. It takes you to Miami from 2010 to 2014, when LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade set the NBA ablaze.
You know, have an opportunity to team up with the best trio to ever play the game of basketball.
We'll take you inside those 4 monumental years with behind-the-scenes access and insight about one of the greatest teams ever assembled. 4 Years of Heat on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
During Staples Small Business Deal Days, you save 50% when you buy any combination of 5 or more boxes, mailers, and shipping tubes. Offer ends July 1st. Exclusions apply. Not valid in Concord, New Hampshire location. Prices may vary. Keep your business running right and save at Staples.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You smiling? Because I love football.
It is the Sportsocracy. Time for the final Mount Rushmore.
The New York Football Giants. I didn't think about this for more than I will be nice and say 2 minutes.
Okay.
Lawrence Taylor is 1, 2, and 4.
Yes.
He's not actually getting put on the list 3 times. But he was the number one, no doubt. Didn't think about it for 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
Michael Strahan's 2.
Yes.
Eli Manning's 3.
Yes.
Carl Banks is 4.
Carl Banks. Okay. I was thinking more Bill Parcells, Tom Coughlin. Either one of those would be great suggestions.
Okay. So maybe there's
John
more.
Mara.
Yes, the Mara family's been around for a long time.
Right. I just don't think it's so open and shut there.
Well, Carl Banks gets slept on because of LT.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't as good, but he was in the discussion for a long, long time.
Tiki Barber.
Stop. No, I knew you were going to do that. Just because you have a little bromance with his brother and you have to defend Rondé to me all the time, I knew Tiki was going to get a shout here.
Of course. He's the all-time leading rusher for the franchise.
Tim Raymond, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a Giants fan. I'm about 99% sure. I think he agreed with my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And you could convince me. Here's where I run into a problem with Parcells and Coughlin.
Okay.
I don't know which one you're supposed to get, which one you're supposed to take. Because they had almost equal influence on the franchise. And they went one had been somewhere else, the other went, well, everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to put Parcells on a Mount Rushmore, for me, it's the Jets.
Yeah, and I don't even remember him with the Jets.
Well, that's because it was in that sweet little it was in that sweet little period where Tank didn't care about
Bill
football.
Parcells with the red, white, and the blue.
I think Tank figured out that Channel 99 unscrambled itself every once in a while, and that was enough for Tank to go, what's football?
I just
he got uncomfortable there, which means I think I might have been more accurate on that than I thought.
Look, hush. Hush. People don't need to know my secrets. Fran Tarkenton, not gonna make the list for you here. He's OCU Manura
or Wade Tittle. I'm not gonna lie. I consider Justin Tuck, but not much. I mean, he's in those others receiving votes. You deserve to be mentioned. Harry Carson deserved to be mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Gifford, Mark Bavaro, Phil Simms on the low side of that. Victor Cruz, which is weird that he actually does deserve to be mentioned.
Victor, really?
He was so good for a short period of time.
I was going to say,
he was
like 3 years.
He was a sparkler, but man, he was good in that 3 years. And that's really about every player I even considered.
Tiki Barber was one of the best running backs in the league for 10 years.
Just because he's brothers with Rondé doesn't mean you're going to get one over on me because it doesn't work that way.
Danny Fence fan, Shockey, Jeremy Shockey.
That didn't last a real long time either.
It didn't. He was fun, though.
He's worth mentioning.
He was definitely a lightning rod and a fan favorite.
Oh, absolutely. If we were doing college tight ends, Jeremy Shockey would be on a very, very short list. My God, you talk about somebody I hated. I absolutely detested Jeremy Shockey.
Of course.
But I respected him. Him and Sean Taylor on the field at the same time. And I remember just thinking, man, what exactly are we supposed to do with this? Like, what are we going to do here? Like, we're good. We ain't that.
Right.
Like, oh, this is payback for the 90s. Yeah, the 90s wasn't fun for you. Man, the 2000s were early.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Coming up after the top of the hour, we got the daily draft.
PFF put up their list of the breakout players for the 2023 NFL season. I gave you a hint. Their quarterback was Kenny Pickett, which means Tank's blood is now going to come out of his ears. And there were a few players that I'm not 100% sure the average fan knows who they are. So, with intern Jake back, we're back to a 3-man draft, as this is intended to be, and we're going to draft our own breakout players for the 2023 NFL season.
Stick with us here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Don't forget, you can still get in on the contest, the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Weekend. You got all the links in the YouTube video description, also up on all of our social medias. You want to get in now, buy your tickets, get in on the fantasy, Battle for the Belt fantasy competition, as well as get your tickets in for the Ultimate Fantasy Weekend prize.
Armchair and I will be going into the darkness weekend to consolidate the Mullet Man and the Canadan fantasy kit, which will be available in early July and is part of that. And your interest for Battle for the Belt, all the things you can do it by getting into the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Weekend contest.
Sports Center's coming up, then the daily draft here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, we'll call it partly sunny. Run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow in pockets between the 26-240 split, Malfunction Junction, and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Again, Bavard Road northbound slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. Near Edneyville, Chimney Rock Road near Pace Road delays both directions. I'm Lee Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
ESPN Asheville has your chance to win a $7,500 garage makeover from Carolina Closets, the perfect Father's Day present. Just log on now to ESPNAVL.com and search under contest, and you can register to win.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Heat guard Tyler Hero should be available to play in Game 5 tonight against the Nuggets. He's been out for 8 weeks with a broken right hand. The NBA title is now just one win away for the Nuggets and head coach Michael Malone.
You're up 3-1, you come up for air, you relax a little bit, and you have to understand that we're playing against a team with great desperation that's going to come out and try to punch us in the face for 48 minutes. So I don't want to match that. We have to exceed that.
You can hear more from Michael Malone during our NBA on ESPN radio coverage of Game 5 starting at 7:30 Eastern. The game also on ABC TV. Woj also reports Raptors guard Fred VanVleet declines his player option for almost $23 million for next season. He'll be an unrestricted free agent in July, but hasn't ruled out re-signing with the Raptors. The Texans will induct defensive end J.J. Watt into the team's Ring of Honor during halftime of their game against the Steelers in Week 4. Watt played 10 years in Houston.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now, your chance at a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WIN to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green. Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It is the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And, of course, we're heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. And it's daily draft time, top of the 5 o'clock hour here on the program on a Nuggets coronation.
Oh, no. The coronation. Day. No. Coronation Day is tomorrow.
Well, I mean,
this is
later.
This is the pre-coronation. This is the pre-show for the for what's coming tonight, which is just Nikola Jokic throwing bows.
He went full Dusty Rhodes clovering him on that one.
Yes, I did.
So daily draft, this is all centered around the breakout players for the 2023 NFL season because apparently PFF did an article about it and Jeremy's ticked.
It's not so much that I'm ticked. It got me thinking. I didn't love their list. Quarterback was one Kenneth E. Pickett, which I think it'll be fine. I think that's an interesting choice for breakout quarterback. The running back was Brian Robinson. Stop. I got to that point and went, oh, we're doing this. Oh, this will be fun. Oh, so we have to have one per team? Awesome. So I figured with intern Jake back, combined that into one word. Great topic for a daily draft. We could do stock up, stock down, but here it is. Stock up, Canada. Stock down, Miami Heat. Done.
There you go.
Yay! Oh, Canada.
All right. So who's got first pick?
You do.
Oh, I have the first pick.
You have the first pick, followed by Jake, and then me, and then we reverse.
On my breakout play. So are we including rookies in this?
Yes.
Okay, Bijan Robinson. It's
But is that a breakout? We already know he's going to be a dog.
I mean,
I don't think there's any path to him not being a dog.
I mean, that's the first one that comes to my mind of a guy that ain't never been on the radar before, obviously, because it's his first year in the league. But I have very high hopes for Bijan in Atlanta.
Well, I mean, you should. He's going into one of the most run-heavy offenses in the NFL. He's out of this world. And you got a quarterback that may or may not actually be good at throwing a football. We don't know because we haven't seen him do it very often. It's an interesting – it's not who I would have thought you would have gone with first.
Really? Okay.
Well, just the definition of breakout. So you think he's going to be even better than we do?
I think he will be looked at as the best running back in the NFL at the end of this year.
Woo. All right, let's play a game. I have my preliminary projections pulled up for fantasy football this year. I have Bijan Robinson with over 1,700 total yards.
Okay.
And 16 touchdowns.
Okay.
Are you higher or lower than that?
I think I'm right on it. Okay. I think that's about what I expect.
I mean, I know that sounds high.
Who do you have ahead of him?
Bijan?
Yeah.
For the year?
Yeah.
What are you, a cop?
Oh, okay. Maybe that'll be a name that we're going to hear in just a second.
Oh, it's a name that that's who's ahead of him? You'll have to wait for the Mullet Man and Canadan Fantasy Draft Kit to come out early in July.
Okay. All right.
It's the one-stop guide for everything you do fantasy football.
No, I think if Bijan were to hit those markers, that has to be the greatest rookie season of all time.
It would be very, very high. And I'll be honest with you, he's been one of the hardest players for me because every time I look at the stat line, I just go, my God, a rookie can't do that. Well, a rookie can do that in that offense. The only thing that scares me is do they try to wean him in and Tyler Algier gets more tote than we think. Cordero Patterson gets more tote than we think. And they use Bijan Robinson more as a slot receiver than we think they will. They have shown that on their social media so many times that I almost feel like you're trying to tell me something, which makes me think that you're going to see it 8 times all year.
I would agree with that.
Ricky AA in our comment said Bijan has a real easy schedule. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
That's the thing is every time I go through and do the projections, I'm like, my gracious, that's high. But I don't know where I'm supposed to take it down. You took a rookie you took a running back at 8. Yeah, he's going to get a whole mess of tote.
Yep.
All right, so Bijan Robinson tanks first selection, which means it goes to intern Jake.
All righty. So this guy, I've been actually just preaching on him since he came into the league. I saw him play preseason week 1 last year against the Indianapolis Colts, and he blew my mind. And now, since Isaiah McKenzie's gone from the Buffalo Bills offense, I think Khalil Shakir is going to have a breakout season this year.
Ooh.
That's spicy.
That is spicy. And that is, the kid understood the term breakout. Breakout is not somebody that's going in the first 5 picks of fantasy football drafts. I understand what you're saying, though.
Thank you.
And I get it. Look, Khalil Shakir was a guy I liked. The only thing that would make me partially nervous about that is how many receivers Buffalo's been attached to. I will also tell you this. A little birdie told me that Dalton Schultz is going to see more time in the slot than people think. I love Khalil Shakir, and I love the talent. And you very well could be right, because, Tank, you can vouch for this because I scream this every single year. Trusting a rookie tight end is a fool's errand, because usually they come into the league and they're just absolutely worthless for a year. And if that's the case, then you could very well be right. I do have Khalil Shakir on he is one of my sleepers, in one of my deep sleepers in fantasy football. Armchair and I have an article that goes back and forth of we each picked 10, and he was 6 or 7 on that list. I can't remember exactly where.
All right.
Well, in my Dynasty League, I was looking at the available free agents, and I'm like, Khalil Shakir is not picked up? He could break out.
Depending on how many players you keep. I mean, it'd have to be quite a number, but I definitely understand what you're saying there. Let me put it that way. Yeah. Well, the two of you left me my number 1 and my number 2, and they just so happen to be guys that were on the PFF list. There's a guy that you're hearing tons of hype out of one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL, and they gave up a draft pick to get him. And his name is the last need that we needed, Kadarius Toney.
Really?
I am Gary Busey multiplied by Keith Richards to the Charlie Sheen power on Kadarius Toney. I have him as a top 24 wide receiver in fantasy football.
That's impressive.
Because who else is it going to be? Kansas City's going to throw the ball over 600 times. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Who are you going to throw it to? There's only one guy that I know you're definitively invested in. And before you say Sky Moore, well, they used a draft pick on Sky Moore. I got that. He was also a little bit more of a project. And Andy Reid, who has been notoriously honest when he does press conferences, said, we think we already have a one. And his name is Kadarius Toney. I've seen much less talented players do pretty special things in Kansas City. And frankly, I can't emphasize this enough. The brain breakage that will happen in Brian Haynes, if that happens, needs to be recorded on a Sundaily basis because it will happen a lot. As he watches Wan'Dale Robinson be the only receiver worth mentioning for his New York Football Giants. His didn't fit the scheme. Mm-hmm. Then you put him in Kansas City where, hey, here's the scheme. You just need to be real fast and get open because nobody can really drape coverage on you. Which leads me into my second selection. Now, I don't know how much this would change if this franchise were to sign a particularly attractive free agent pass catcher, but it's not enough for me to take him off the list. It's Chig Okonkwo for the Tennessee Titans. I saw a lot in a very small sample size. Athletically, you remember during the draft season last year, I talked about this kid a lot.
Yeah, you were drunk on him.
Yeah, and I still am. If you're willing to be patient, there are not many guys that are 6'3", 240 pounds and run a 4.5, 240. Then I saw him on a football field. And I had seen Raw at Maryland, but then I saw him on a football field and I went, man, he looks like what Jonnu Smith has been sold to me to be for a long time. And now I'm looking at that Tennessee offense going, the line is young. It's not very good, which means you're going to catch swing tackles a lot, which means you're going to catch 12 personnel a lot, which is very beneficial for him. Mm-hmm. Because in those sets, you're looking at some combination of Traylon Burks and Nick Westbrook-Akina and Kyle Phillips. None of those guys scare me. So where are you getting a mismatch? Traylon Burks is not a mismatch for any corner in the NFL. Chig Okonkwo is. Because he's too fast for linebackers and he's too big for safeties.
Right.
And if you throw a corner on him, T's and P's. I'm drunk on both those guys.
Chig Okonkwo of the Tennessee Titans. Jeremy's second pick for breakout player in the NFL in 2023 after taking Kadarius Toney. Now, Jake, you took Khalil Shakir of the Buffalo Bills in your first sleeper
pick. Dog.
Now, this one might seem a little biased here. I got to be honest. But if this guy can get off the ground, he could be one of the best tight ends in this decade. And I'm talking about Jelani Woods out of Virginia. Second year. 6'7".
Another tight end that I was Gary Busey hammered on, and I still am. He's another matchup nightmare. And if you watch, I feel like we're watching an evolution with tight ends, and you've always called me the tight end whisperer. I just think I was a little ahead of the curve on this. We have figured out that the ability to block, it doesn't really mean much. I mean, it's nice if you've got a guy like George Kittle that can lead with a wham block in the run game, but it doesn't really matter because you've got quarterbacks that are dropping back, holding the ball for 2.4 seconds. Unless you just come completely unabated to the quarterback, you're not getting home. So 10 years ago, a guy like Jelani Woods would have been a second or a third tight end, somebody that had a career like Mo Alley Cox. And now I look at Jelani Woods and go, but in this league, in the way it is today, you could be real good. It's a solid selection.
That's very nice.
Jake represented himself. His second soiree into the daily draft is formidable.
Both going with super athletic tight ends. I like it. I mean, while you guys are focusing on offensive guys, I'm going to go with a defensive guy.
Michael Clemens, the New York Jets.
No. Was he seriously the choice?
Yes. And he's a damn good one.
Really?
He's the starting defensive tackle for the New York Jets inside of Quinnen Williams. Do I need to say any more than that?
All right.
You got Carl Lawson and Will McDonald and all these little toys, and this freak of nature in the middle.
This pick kind of falls into the same vein here, and it's from the San Francisco 49ers. It's Drake Jackson.
I hate the things you say, and when you say them, and how you say them.
Drake Jackson was one of Jeremy's little boyfriends in the draft. He got me hooked on him, and here's the thing: he's now going to be on a defensive line with Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave. And oh, by the way, he's coming into his own, and he is a freak.
Ask yourself this question: how many edge guys have the 49ers lost over the course of the last 2 years? Because it's a lot.
Okay.
I mean, from Samson Ebukam all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost a lot of rotational pieces. This is a team that really loves doing that. We play 7 defensive ends thing. Do you know who they have behind Drake Jackson?
Who?
So obviously Bosa's the starter on the right, which means Drake Jackson's the starter on the left. It's Kerry Hyder, who I respect as a rotational piece in this league, and Clelin Ferrell. End of message, repeat the line. What does that tell you?
Steady dose of Drake Jackson.
Tells you that they're looking at Drake Jackson going, we got one overall in the NFL. And I have literally heard that from every person that has any affiliation with the San Francisco 49ers. I thought that I could hold that one until a pick to be determined later. So formidable selection from Mr. Spencer.
No.
I feel like he kind of cheated on the first one. But then he said, I think he's going to be the best running back in the NFL. And I went, okay. If we're going to be spicy, let's be spicy.
Exactly.
You didn't go Takis. You went full New Orleans bowl of ramen spicy.
Yeah.
And I will say that is acceptable.
I breakout players for 2023. So far, I've got Bijan Robinson and Drake Jackson. Jake's got Khalil Shakir and Jelani Woods. And Jeremy, Kadarius Toney, and Chiggy Okonkwo. We'll continue the draft. My pick up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow. 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the Smoky Park Highway and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Again, Brevard Road northbound is slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Edneyville, Chimney Rock Road near Pace Road delays both directions. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, Don. Ice up.
It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and we're in the midst of the daily draft breakout players for 2023. And my next selection, I gotta go Homer here a little bit.
Oh, Tank's taking a Georgia Bulldog? He's never done that before.
Shocker of shockers, but I thought it was ridiculous that Kenny Pickett was the one that wound up on the PFF list, because I think it's George Pickens. That was not the one you thought I was going to say.
You'll have to wait until my selection to hear what I was going to say.
Stetson Bennett, I know it.
Oh, stop. After Stetson Bennett went after Jim Nagy, I hate him more than I did 15 minutes ago.
What?
Oh, it's on Twitter. It's Stetson Bennett's he's just a tool bag. Like he is what you put your hammer in. He is a tool bag.
He's a guy that goes by the fourth. So, yeah. What more do you need?
Yeah, the only way you go by the fourth, and I don't think you're a interesting soul, is if you say so from the bow of your yacht.
I feel like it's George Pickens' time in Pittsburgh. I know Deontay Johnson is still there, but he's had droppy problems.
That's why I couldn't get there. It is, and it's man, when we get to me, we're either going to fight or you're going to go, oops. I love George Pickens. I think he did special things. The only thing is that I saw out of him in his rookie year exactly what I saw out of him at Georgia at times.
What's that?
Man, you are really special. And then you just disappear into thin air. And I forget you're even on the team for 2 quarters. And then you add Allen Robinson and Deontay Johnson. The good thing is that now I feel like you're never going to be able to really fixate on him. I like this Steelers offense a lot. A lot. There is potentially a player on my list that also plays for this team that is not this player. But, I think it's a formidable selection. He's certainly got all the talent.
Yeah.
It's just a question of, can Kenny Pickett be the point man? I think he can. I don't know that he'll ever be a 4,500-yard guy, but can he keep 4 pass catcher mouths fed? Yeah, probably. Probably.
Yep. All right, intern Jake.
Number 3 here. I'm looking at somebody who was pretty much in Sauce Gardner's shadow last year, someone who showed flashes, and I think they got the right coach now, Derek Stingley.
Ooh, that's a good one. And it's either going to come back to really bite you or you're going to look really bright.
Yeah.
Here's why I say that. What does DeMeco Ryans do with corners? They drop off in zone. It's just like Robert Saleh. They drop off in zone, and then they have to make plays on the ball. That was not Derek Stingley's forte in college. Now, doing what he did last year with the Texans, they tried to give him hey, just go out there and defend a man. And he spent a lot of time going, oops. Where'd he go? He went that way. I went that way. He went that way. So I like the talent with Stingley. Tank can vouch. I always had Sauce higher I was really pleasantly surprised when the Jets took Sauce because I had been specifically told they weren't going to. Sometimes people lie to you. But I still believe in the talent. I mean, the freshman tape of Derek Stingley is the best tape I've ever seen out of a corner. So I know the talent's in there. And now you've got a formidable coach in D'Amico Ryans.
I mean, would you say this is a make or break year for Derek Stingley?
It's hard for me to say that this early. Corner is one of those positions that you either really get it early or it takes some time.
Yeah.
Tariq Woolen and Sauce Gardner got it really early. Derek Stingley didn't. So now with those guys, you start to see, I think he will start to make a movement forward. I don't know if you'll get fully to the, oh, yeah, that's the guy we took at 3. But just progressing forward, I think would be a nice step ahead for him. Because he was a complete liability at times last year. Having D'Amico Ryans covers a lot of ill stuff. Well, I told you that there was a Pittsburgh Steeler that I had on my list.
Yes.
And it is not George Pickens.
Okay.
It is Najee Harris.
Okay.
How many running backs in the NFL would you select in, say, fantasy football, just using it as a barometer here, ahead of Najee Harris?
5, 6, maybe.
I'm at 3. So, and I can't
That's
figure
it?
out how it's not. There are a couple that I'm even questioning myself
Christian
on.
McCaffrey.
That's one.
You got Bijan.
That's one.
Jonathan Taylor.
That's the other.
And that's it?
That's it. I don't have any more.
No Saquon.
No Austin Eckler.
Well, I can't say it was Saquon because I don't know what that. I mean, when you start talking about holding out, in June, it's real easy for me to go, let's just put Saquon right here and we'll pat him on the head and we'll revisit him in July when hopefully that contract's done. Austin Eckler, you're an older running back that's never been great between the tackles. They've literally spent every single year finding another running back to bring in to run between the tackles. It's not that I don't like him. I've always been a little low on Austin Eckler. And I'm not just going to randomly jump him up now. I'm looking at Najee Harris going, I don't know how you're supposed to put the extra man in the box. Because with Deontay Johnson and George Pickens, you're just opening yourself up to get absolutely terrorized deep. And the additions to the line, Isaac Suamalo, who we have talked about a lot on this show, I really like Pittsburgh's offense, and I think the straw that stirs the drink is Najee Harris.
Yep.
Now, you thought when you said Georgia Bulldog that you had taken a player of mine.
Yes, your face kind of led me to believe that.
Well, that's what being a real good liar does, because you said Georgia Bulldog, and I went, don't you do it. I have one, and I think he is going to be really, really good, and his team is trying to tell you that because they have basically allowed every player at his position to walk out the door. Nakobe Dean.
Yep.
They let him rest basically for a year. He only – I mean, I don't remember the exact number of snaps, but I want to say it was under 200 that he played last year. He's the green dot now.
I'm glad you did that, so I don't have to get the ridicule of taking 2 Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, you were never
on my list.
You were never getting Nakobe Dean. I was trying to be nice and didn't take it the first 2 times because my 1 and 2 were still there. But Nakobe Dean was my 3. And I think he can be really, really good in this defense, and it tells me everything I need to know that they looked at T.J. Edwards and just went, go get your money. It's fine. We got a guy. Because this is what Philadelphia does. They replace a guy a year early. They bring him into instead of trying to catch up a rookie, just like Javon Hargrave. The replacement of Javon Hargrave is Jordan Davis. Not because they do the same thing, but because they are going to change the way the defense rolls a little bit. Fletcher Cox will spend more time getting after quarterbacks, and you'll see more on the edge. They're going to do the same thing at linebacker. And Nakobe Dean is going to be the beneficiary of that. He was, just throwing this out there, when we did the expansion thing last year, he was my 2nd-round pick. Sam Howell was my 4th-round pick. Just throwing that out there, you know. So phone number hadn't changed in a long time. NFL team that, can't draft to save their lives would like to.
All right, intern Jake, your final selection of the breakout players for 2023.
So I was divided on 2 people here, but I think about the circumstances. Who is C.J. Stroud going to throw the ball to? And
himself.
Honestly. And the injury scares me with John Mechie, but, man, I really think this could be a huge year for John Mechie if he can stay healthy. I mean, you're not going to throw to Robert Woods or Nico Collins. And that's going to be your number one guy every day if you're C.J. Stroud. I think John Mechie has the ability to be the number one guy in Houston. Obviously, if you look at the tape his last 2 years in Alabama, he looked great. And I can't wait to see that Alabama celebration in the end zone.
I will be really honest. I hope you're right. After everything that John Mechie fought through with the leukemia in his first year in the league, I hope you're right. The thing that makes me nervous is I look at their offensive line. I look at C.J. Stroud. These are these are puzzle pieces that don't fit together so great for me. Now, John Mechie is one of the pieces that could make me look stupid on that. Robert Woods is going to be the more physical tactician route runner guy. Nico Collins will high point balls as a more physical outside receiver. John Mechie has to be good. And you can throw me Tank Dell all you want to. I had this problem with him coming into the process of, yes, he can be a deep threat. I don't think he's as refined as everybody else does. I look down this roster and go, if anybody can beat you over the top, it's John Mechie. So I think there's definitely – that's a formidable selection. It's risky with C.J. Stroud because I don't think he's as developed as many others do. But nice representation from intern Jake here in his second daily draft.
I appreciate you.
All right, and the final pick of the draft, I will. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take another Bulldog.
Of course you.
Why not? It's James Cook. I want to see him take over that role in Buffalo. I said he was going to do it last year, and he did. But,
to a point,
but
there was a lot of Devin Singletary.
But I feel like this is the breakout year. You're just getting to know him. They're not. I don't see them going down the Dalvin path.
I don't necessarily either.
And I don't think they bring. There's nobody else. They brought in Damian Harris
and Latavius Murray,
and they're good.
And Naheem Hines.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of situational in that backfield to me. Look, I love James Cook. You know that. I had him as my number 3 running back in last year's class. I'm just not sure what the workload's going to be like. We were talking about doing projections for fantasy football. The Buffalo Bills are turning my hair gray because I cannot figure out who's going to play where because there's too many different ways for me to move the pieces around, and they all fit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing for somebody like me because I'm having to project how it's going to go, and I'm basically guessing how you're thinking, and you're not really giving me anything to go on. Having 4 running backs tells me you don't think you have one, especially when you had to pay Latavius Murray. I'm not saying it was a lot, but he did get a vet deal.
Mm-hmm.
You had to give a little bit of Damian Harris. That feels New England Patriot-y to me. And I don't know. You could very well be right because I think James Cook's the best of the 4. But I could also see them all being situational. And Naheem Hines takes away a little bit of the pass catching work, which I think James Cook does really well. Damian Harris and Latavius Murray takes him between the tackles work, which I don't think he does so well. And then you get to the end of the year and go, wow, Buffalo had 4 guys that had 100 carries or more. Thanks, Sean McDermott. You hate my fantasy league, Opie Taylor's brother.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM at 1400. Coming up next, the most important message of the day.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, now we'll call it partly sunny. Run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road. Stop and go due to an accident. Sweeten Creek Road southbound slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing. Summit Racing wants you to gear up your truck or Jeep for your next off-road camping adventure. With millions of parts in stock, you'll find off-road and outdoor essentials so you can camp confidently and comfortably. SummitRacing.com. Everything you need for anything you drive.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take her for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people.
I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina.
Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, let's go to Landover, Maryland, where Prince George's County Police stumbled upon a very disturbing scene. Look,
when Tank says it's disturbing, it's disturbing.
100%. We learn this every day. There are just messed up people in this world.
Yes.
There are messed up, evil people in this world that do things that cannot be explained. But this is a bridge too far. So officers responded to a Landover home in the afternoon for a welfare check after someone called 911 saying that they had not heard from 71-year-old Margaret Craig for several days. Officers said that they were greeted at the door by Candace Craig, who allowed the officers to search the home for Margaret Craig. When the officers entered the basement, they said they immediately smelled the odor of a decomposing body and called additional units to investigate. Separate bags of remains were found by the officers, 3 of them to be exact. An official with the Prince George's County State Attorney's Office said that a chainsaw was used in the dismemberment, followed by the burning of body parts on a grill for which they were apparently going to consume Grandma.
What?
Died.
I chose a horrible time to stop paying attention.
Nah. Happy Mother's Day.
That sports thing must be. I'm telling
Good
you,
Lord.
Tank just chose violence today.
It's absolutely terrible. But what would possess you? First off, all right.
Because you're out of your mind.
Well, of
okay,
course.
There just sometimes you have to look at somebody and go, you should be not in public. You should be in not public, in private.
It's just
forever.
Terrible. terrible. They are both facing murder charges in this case, dismemberment charges as well, and frankly, there's a special place.
My story is about a man named George King Thompson. He is a crazy person in a very different way than what you just said. I am scared of a lot of things, all right? Birds, because they're not real. They're government drones that Amazon is using to surveil all the things you do. If you don't believe me, ask yourself how the backup camera in your car works, because it can see over your car. Meanwhile, there is not an over your car, but there is always a bird. I'm also just deathly terrified of heights. Well, apparently, Mr. King Thompson is not, because this was actually earlier today. 90 emergency police and other personnel were dispatched to a 123-story building in Seoul, South Korea. You ask yourself now, but why could we possibly have that many emergency personnel dispatched to this building? Well, because Mr. King Thompson decided to climb it with his bare hands, and he got to the 72nd story.
That's impressive.
It's not the first time he's done it. Apparently, this is his shtick. He was arrested in 2019 after scaling the Shard in London, which is 1,000 feet in the air. Okay. If you want to climb stuff, there are many rocks and other assorted hiking places that you can do this. Don't do it outside of an office building. I can only imagine the people that are sitting they're just sitting in their office, doing the same thing I did during Tank's cannibal story, just wandering off. And they look out and there's Spider-Man outside their window, and I feel like that would really put a damper on your day. And I feel like somebody had to be recording this for Instagram or TikTok or whatever stupid social media that's going to put this on. Hey, look, I climb stuff. You're a moron. Stop being a moron.
It's a cool skill to have.
See, for me, and this is why Jeremy could never be like a politician or anything. I just go, your call. All right, you get down. I'm not helping you. You got up there. You get yourself back down, Spider-Man. Because it was not that hard for you to go. Might be harder for you to go. Stupid.
Mm-hmm. Don't do crimes.
We stopped punishing people for doing stupid things a long time ago.
All right, so Jeremy, you watched a football game this weekend?
I did. I also watched a movie.
Ooh, Jeremy saw a movie.
Jeremy saw a movie.
Which movie?
Creed 3.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Those movies do one thing really well, and they do one thing really poorly.
Okay.
The plot is always super outlandish, which is why I don't do sports movies. Tank's always banged on me. You didn't watch Bull Durham? No, because it's completely unrealistic, as all sports movies are. Creed 3, the plot is really, okay, just, hey, we don't have an opponent for this guy. Hey, I knew this guy a long time ago. Let's heavyweight title fight.
We appreciate you telling everybody you haven't seen Bull Durham, since you think that story is far-fetched.
I don't care. It's a baseball movie. Okay, you could put the winning lottery numbers in a baseball movie. Jeremy'd never know. All right, you can have my share because I'd never know.
That's sad.
But one thing they do really well is the ancillary things. Like, so, and there's no spoilers here. Basically, everything I've already said, you can figure out by reading the description on Amazon. But they have, like, Stephen A. Smith shows up, and they do a first take thing. Now, it does slightly bother me that somebody has an interaction with them, and it's nighttime, and first take's not at nighttime. Okay, that's just, I'm being very nitpicky. But they do all of these things really well, just making it look like it's an actual sporting event.
Right, yeah.
And that's like the Kurt Warner story, where they didn't even buy the license to use the real jerseys. Okay, out. Secret's out. You just got a blue and a yellow jersey and said, it's the Los Angeles Rams. No, it's the San Fernando Goats. That's what you got.
San Dimas High School football rules.
Yeah, but Creed does a really good job of making a sport movie.
Of course. The movie called Creed, he's all about.
Well, I mean, everything Creed is awesome. It's it's the band of our generation. 3 of the greatest sports movies ever made.
Oh my! Yeah, I can't wait to see Creed 3.
It's on Amazon
I started
Prime.
to watch it
It's very,
last
very
night, and my wife was like, "Hey, do you want to watch Creed 3 tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that." And then I was like, "Oh wait, I can't, because tonight I gotta watch the final game of the NBA Finals." And then I turned on the television, and there was no game of the NBA Finals.
Oh, was this last night?
This was last night. And then I'd watched Yankees Red Sox and then fell asleep.
Yeah, intern Jake, one of the first questions he asked me this morning was, did you watch Red Sox Yankees? And I went, here's something you need to learn. Unless Shakira performed the 7th inning stretch, the answer to that will always and forever be, no, sir, I didn't.
Ooh, I got to get the Sox on that. We need Shakira.
Immediately. Yeah, you get her to perform the 7th inning stretch, we can talk. Till then, let me guess. There were a whole bunch of at-bats. There was a whole lot of scratching of oneself, and maybe a run or two was scored, and it took way longer than it should.
It was a really good game last night, but sorry you missed it. But you were spending your time watching the USFL?
Well, you know, that was during the day on Saturday. And I was just working. Amy had gone to the pool, of which I'm not a pool guy. Who's shocked? Frankly, I don't need to know what a baked potato feels like, so I don't feel the urge to sit next to a little man-made thing of water that's been tinkled in a bunch of times. I'm gonna pass on that. So, I'm just doing a little work, trying to find something to watch. The Premier League had preempted the golf, so and I finally realized that it was on the Golf Channel, and that was the end of my watching of the USFL. But then a story came out that the XFL had lost $60 million in its first year of operation, but that was okay because they're projecting that they're going to make $100 million in year 2.
How?
Is your accountant Richard Lewis? Because that's the only way I could possibly see anybody that understands numbers going, well, we lost a lot, but next year we're going to make it back plus some because this is unwatchable. I mean, the USFL, I watched maybe 4 drives. It was the least entertaining football I've ever seen. And that's with them calling out the plays. They're literally telling you what the play is. I still don't care. I don't care. And I'm just looking, how long do you do this? I couldn't get this thought out of my brain. How long does Rocky
Johnson?
Rocky Johnson. I couldn't.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he's Rocky. Son. He's always Rocky. How long do you do this? How long do you continue to put this horrid product out there? There's no way that NBC and all of these television partners are looking at this. There were more people at my pool than there were at that USFL game. And they kept showing the crowd like, no, dude, that's not the camera angle you want. Don't look at the field. Don't look up there. That's bad.
Well, see, you keep bouncing back and forth between USFL and XFL. Look, both of them are terrible. And
they can't exist together.
No.
They physically cannot exist together because there's not enough players that can even halfway entertain you that you know and have name recognition that you're splitting between 2 leagues. I cover the NFL draft and have every year for over a decade. There were guys playing in the USFL, playing meaningful snaps. I have no idea who they are. None. You could tell me they were my mail carrier, and I'd go, oh, cool, good for Dave. He seems to be really making some progress in life.
Dave's doing well.
Dave did good. Well, I wonder how he got to that tryout when he was delivering packages.
You can't continue to do this. When you have more money than you know what to do with, like what is it? Red Capital, I think is the name of the group.
A Red Bird Capital.
Red Bird Capital, something like that. The Capital Group that is run by The Rock and Danny, his former wife. You can do this for a while, but at some point you have to look at it and go, either we shut this down Or we try to spend more to make it better, or we sell it to the NFL. And I think that has to be the path.
Well, you finally come around to my side that
Yes.
you have to have it attached to an NFL team.
Yes, because that's the only interest I have.
Well, and what got me, where I got with this is, now the live thing is being investigated by the government because of where the money's coming from, blah, blah, blah. That's not what we do here. I'm looking at this going, the only success that you can possibly have is to merge and then sell off. That's it. There is no other win in this.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers are abysmal. I always thought that a spring football league could work, but you can't run these games on Saturday. And I was looking at Amy going, she's at the pool, she's doing stuff, the pool's covered up, there's people at the bar downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's sitting in their house watching the USFL.
No.
And I'm looking at this going, I'm an outlier. And you can't even keep my attention. You got my eyes here because there was nothing else on. But you can't keep it because I don't care. I don't care what this quarterback I've never heard of that has no. He might end up on an NFL practice squad. Awesome. So I'll see him in the first preseason game. He'll be one of the ones cut when they trim the roster down to 75, and I'll never hear from this guy again until he's the XFL MVP next year. It's a disgustingly bad product that I'm watching a whole lot of money get poured into.
We only like elite competition. We only like marketability, and this isn't marketable.
I don't think the competition being elite it's not going to be elite. It's minor league football.
I know it's not. That's what I'm saying. That's the only way you're going to get eyeballs.
Well, no, because it's never going to be that. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, Major League Baseball at this point is not elite competition. It's not. That's the reason that this kid, what's his name, Ellie something, De La Cruz or something like that for the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason everybody's losing their mind. Because that's an actual legit athlete. That kid could play wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars and probably could be an MMA fighter because he's as big as I am and can fly. There's a reason people are interested in that. I ain't seen that before. I've seen a bunch of fat dudes that look like me trying to hit 94-mile-an-hour slitties for about 20 years, and guess what? It ain't moved me not one time. I don't think it's the elite competition. We know that you're not getting that. But you got to tie it back to to something that we actually care about. And the amount of money that, the production quality is phenomenal. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You can't even keep my attention. I'm the biggest football fan I know.
Mm-hmm.
So how long do you do this before you just tap and go, it was cute? 2000 was a different time. The XFL might have worked back then if Vince McMahon wasn't a complete, there's no good way for me to end that, fool when it comes to business.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that couldn't figure out, I have to plug it into the power. Actually a story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it.
It was.
Yeah, they forgot. Power into power source. But it's just, I'm dumbfounded that it's still on television. And we're going to make $100 million next year. Well, you might if you rob the federal treasury, because that's the only way the XFL will ever make $100 million.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound light delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. Near Avery Creek Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road, stop and go due to an accident. I'm Lee Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with savings on select PCs powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
If your pubic region was quote-unquote junk, You wouldn't need America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand, but it's not. So show some respect with Gillette Intimate for a gentle and easy shave. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists. It's everything that rocks. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Here's to the dads, the ones who show us what it means to love unconditionally, to laugh uncontrollably, and to live life with dignity. At Ingalls, we know that Dad doesn't always get the most attention. So this Father's Day, join us in giving the dads their due, along with the neckties, golf balls, and funny cards. We love you, dads, every day of the year. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Dirty perky shark back flat.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Shark back flat.
Let the hate flow through you.
Hey, we hadn't done this in a long time. And it's not really that I'm mad. I'm just getting frustrated with the narrative. Tank, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What do you think the average viewership of the NBA Finals was for Game 2? That's the most recent game that we have numbers for.
8 million.
Try 12.
Okay.
Peaked at 15.2.
Okay.
People keep telling me that this Denver Nuggets team doesn't sell and that people are only watching it for the heat and everything dwindles off. Well, the numbers are telling you different. The numbers are telling you that there is at least a portion of the basketball watching crowd that looks at this offense and the way that it runs and finds this to be wildly entertaining. And it's not because of the big market heat. It's because you're seeing something that we've never seen before. And so I implore you, if you're one of those people that says, I don't watch the NBA because nobody plays any defense and all it is two teams dunking on each other for 48 minutes. If you haven't watched this series, maybe give it a shot. She'll be on the old ABC, 8:30 tonight. And it will be the official crowning of something that's 3 years in the making for me. And I'm proud to say I saw it coming before anybody else. And now, for the final time, I think, I can say, we're headed towards my NBA champion, Denver Nuggets. Let's go!
Game 5 tonight. It's all going to be over.
Well, I've called the score of 2 of the last 3 games, so we might as well give it one more shot at doing that. I'll say it's 107-92. Denver Nuggets, they win it on the home floor. They win it for the fans. I mean, you got to understand, this is a franchise that's it's been really lowly for a really long time. And they're as loyal as they come. I am very new to this bandwagon. I do not claim for this to mean as much as the Nathaniel McQuirts, Christopher Wiley, all the people that have messaged me saying, where are you going to be tonight watching this game? I can't say that I've been a fan since the Dikembe Mutombo days. I haven't. But they have accepted me into their club as a late arrival onto the bandwagon, which I appreciate greatly because, you know, Jeremy had not had a lot of success in his professional sports life. And I can't wait to see it. I'm not going to lie. I'm the most emotionless person you'll ever meet in your life. But I very easily see there being a path 17 domestic lights in, but maybe, just maybe, one little single tear comes right out of this eye right here.
Wow.
And I might post that on social media. That's probably something to watch for if you like watching people that are a few in the bag. Let's go!
Just be overly emotional.
Oh, I might cry like a little kid that peddled her pants on the playground. That's in the cards, too.
Enjoy Game 5 tonight. We'll be back with you tomorrow right here on ESPN Asheville at 3.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mostly cloudy skies, a little patchy fog rolls in and sticks around into the early part of Tuesday. As far as temperatures go, we'll drop it back to a cool 52. After we see that fog burn off Tuesday, now we'll call it partly sunny. Run temperatures up to 75 degrees. That is cool. Stray shower for Tuesday night. Stray showers and thunderstorms possible for Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, 81. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Light delays 26 eastbound between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split and Smoky Park Highway. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road, stop and go due to an earlier accident. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road, light delays. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
You lost brain cells listening to this one. And this one, too. And, this one. Wait, what were we saying? The new Rock 105.1, Asheville's Real Rock.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.